Hey guys, how you doing?
Well,
I've got a mean man cold going on. I was tested for it. She's like, I'm leaving. I'm not in the same room.
just got stuff to do.
There's a guy here who's doing the Fallen Order scout trooper. I was like, dude, you need to go to the armor party.
Oh yeah.
He said he's got work at 10:45 though.
Oh. Well.
I guess you were the one who made the 3D files though, didn't you?
Yeah.
He's doing pretty good. I'm gonna send him your way, just because like you're the one who created the file, so that if he has any questions, the stuff is looking pretty good though.
That's good. Yeah, you can see the staff on the back wall right there.
Yeah, dude, that's pretty awesome. Have you put some LEDs to that to make it so it's all electric?
No, I want to, but it's one of those. It's so far down the list of projects and things that I'm just like, yeah, I'll eventually get to it.
My son figured out how to solder because he did the cracked helmet Kylo Ren.
Oh.
He's like, Dad, come help me. I was like, I can't. I have no interest in doing that. But he's like 16 years old and he's like made all the cracks light up and everything. It's pretty cool.
Nice. Hey, boss.
Yeah.
Test.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Morning.
How you doing?
I'm all right.
So how do I invite Steph Mortimer to this thing? Because she was interested in coming.
Gotta click the link. Send her the link.
Just send her the link.
Okay.
It's this is not a secret password shielded cabal here. Click on the link. We'll let you in, probably.
I may die, guys. Just putting that up.
That's okay. We'll have a record of it. So
the first man to die from a man cold. No, I don't want you to do that. Don't accept me to that. I'm trying to figure out how to do this.
Morning, Mark.
Morning.
How are you?
I'm doing all right. That whatever that man cold is going around my household right now, but somehow I've dodged the bullet so far. So
you're lucky.
But all the other men in your house have gotten it?
Yeah, my two boys and my youngest daughter as well. And then my wife is laid up on the couch currently. So
oh wow.
Yeah.
So you're like perfect time to slip away for a Zoom meeting.
Yeah, I've had my eye on these for a while and I've kind of been hesitant to pull the trigger. So now I'm here. Yay.
Ooh. Now you can find out what it is that we don't do during these meetings.
We usually spend like a good portion of this at the end talking about 3D printing. We kind of just it always is just an excuse to like see everybody again.
Yeah.
It's very loose.
Yeah, I'm really disappointed. Like I have a TK kit that I was working on and I just got a Scout Trooper kit, I think last year, like right before the pandemic hit. And I was living in Michigan when I first got my first kit and I couldn't go to any armor parties because no one was having any like by my house. And then I moved back out here to California and I got out here and the pandemic hit. And so it's like, well, this just sucks. Like I was so excited to meet other people and get excited about this and I can't.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully if you have any questions, we can answer them for you.
I have a big one, but I don't know that anybody can really help me with it.
What is the secret of the universe?
Well, no, I bought a Studio Creations kit, and it did not come with any instructions. So I don't have any idea where to get started with this Scout Trooper build.
That's what you got us for. Well, I've built the Studio Creations. I'm sure we've all dealt with the Studio Creations.
Yeah, it's a pretty easy build, that one. I mean, they trim it for you for starters, which is huge.
Yes. Yeah, I remember I spent the most time doing that on my TK kit, was trimming everything down, and I never properly scaled it to fit me either, so it's a little uncomfortable still.
But I mean, there are a ton of build threads on the forum that could probably just walk you through the steps.
Can I get a link to the forums? That'd be great.
501stpathfinders.com. I just transmitted it to you. Do we have the chat open, Justin? Maybe we can.
Yeah, I'm gonna dump it over.
You said don't.
Yeah, no.
All right.
Play
Okay. Yeah, so sign up for the forum.
Are we
Doing
making any
that
new
right
racing
now.
shirts anytime soon?
Jake, I know I say this to you about once a week, but you really need to check in on the forums every once in a while.
I'm busy with all the Kashyyyk troopers.
I mean, I know
Jakey.
I know you're only on the armor team, but you're really come to the forum every now and then. I just put up the new racing shirt design like 3 days ago.
Jake, you know, you're a Pathfinder and you're kind of important. You might want
Yeah,
to
you're
come
kind
once
of
in a
on the
while.
team. Yeah, you really got to check in once in a while. Yeah. I
Hey, I'm
posted
still on.
I posted the new design up this week. I'm gonna get in touch with Keep Smile and run it by them and see, what they need. And then we'll go from there. But plan on getting this run going within the month. I don't want to be sending shirts out over Christmas holiday like I did last year.
The link is up, Jake. Just go click.
Can I ask a question about the pouches?
Yeah.
The pouch I got is definitely weathered, but it has a lot of those white spots on it. I need to work. Am I correct that I need to work all those out before wearing it?
White spots?
Well, like leather sometimes. Here, I'll show you.
Which pouches are we talking about?
Oh, sorry. Hold on.
Are we talking about short trooper pouches or?
Yes.
Oh,
short
yeah,
trooper.
you got some mold on yours.
Yeah, it's mold. That's what they are.
Right. There's a.
Yep. So I
what do you use
definitely
on
have to
that?
work out
saddle
more.
soap or something to get that stuff off. There are ways of getting those mold spots off of there. Sometimes they come back, which is a little crazy. I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna check the forum because I seem to remember we had a post about this. I thought it was
I
saddle
ordered it.
soap.
I
But
bought some saddle soap, but I ordered a second one just in case I can't get them all.
okay. I mean, that does happen too. And we've had instances where people have used the saddle soap and, stuck it in a plastic bag with baking soda and all this other stuff. And they go away for a while and then the mold comes back. Some of them are
Okay.
just infested because they're so old and usually stored in damp places.
Okay.
But I'll see if I can find that post because I remember seeing it recently. And if I find it, I will post it up in the chat window for you.
Okay. Thank you.
But yeah, that's mold.
Great. I had one more question too. Is there when attaching, so I'm at my final stage here of my pieces. So to attach the pieces to the glove, is it
The hand plates?
the hand plates to the glove? Am I just looking at the CRL and doing my best to imitate what's on there, or are there any other rules of wisdom?
I mean, always try to imitate the CRL. The hand plates have the which gloves do you have? The John's gloves, Endor finders.
I did the Endor finders.
Okay, they have the Velcro already on them, right? They should.
You know, to be completely honest, I'm opening up the bag right now from
John-
Indoor
yeah,
Binders.
John
That's
puts
been sitting in a corner.
he puts Velcro on his gloves so that
Okay.
you can just put the matching piece on your hand plate and stick it on.
See, I just needed to open them. I'm like the other guy that didn't check the form for the t-shirts. I just needed to open my bag.
Oh, Jake
Okay, that
doesn't.
makes
Jake
perfect
doesn't check the form for anything. So
Jake knows better though. Jake should start like coming to the party more often.
just once a week at least, just check in.
I'm helping the world against
I know.
COVID.
No, I appreciate everything you're doing for the Kashyyyk costume. I really do.
I've got like 3 or 4 people that I'm talking to exclusively. I was
Yeah.
hoping someone would get on here, but
Well, if they do, you're going to need to answer their questions because Kashyyyk is a real blind spot for me. I just don't know that costume all that well.
you need to get into some camouflage. It's a really cool costume, Mickey.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Life happens.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
You
in
go out
the
in the
middle
middle
of
of the desert
patrol
costume.
trooper build that's never going to get done if I don't get my shirt, so it's like,
Your shore looks pretty cool. I was excited because we finally got a shore trooper in Utah, and he did a pretty dang good job on it too.
but you didn't have any before?
No,
Wow.
we had one, but he sold his suit or something, and yeah, we didn't have any, and it was cool to see it.
Yeah, it's a
costume.
great costume. I love that one.
I was actually thinking about getting into a short trooper myself, but I've got like 5 on the backup that I'm working on right now.
Yeah. No, I appreciate you helping to fill out the ranks of the Kashyyks because that's a tough one. And I'm glad that Gio is going to get into the Kashyyyk business because
Yeah,
one of the things that usually holds people back from doing it is the soft goods.
it's insane. Everything that goes into the soft goods is insane.
Well, all
Um,
the pouch, like 16 pouches, like that would be
Yeah.
enough, I think, to deter a lot of people from doing it.
Yeah, I learned how to sew by doing all of that, and the 16 pouches itself was like some kind of 60 hours or 70 hours worth of work
Wow.
because I decided to make them all like have linings in them, and I never sewed in my life, and then I started, oh, I'm gonna start sewing pouches, and like 50 years later they were all done.
That's crazy.
It's fun though. That's I definitely fill out the Kashyyyk costume, that's for sure. I need to walk more. Okay.
Let's see.
So for the pouches, sorry, I was a little bit occupied. So for the pouches, I use for the short trooper pouches, I use watered down Lysol to clean them, and the mold didn't come back out. And I did it on 2 of them and
Yeah?
on both of them. Yeah, it worked pretty good, and it also softened them pretty good because they come. You know how they come like all crooked.
Yeah.
So once you get them a little bit wet with that Lysol, you can like put some filler in them and kind of strap them, like tie them together so that they kind of regain the shape again as well. So I
Awesome.
did it on 2 of them and it worked for me. So I mean, I can't say that it's always going to work, but it did work for me.
Awesome. Lysol. Good to know.
Thank you.
Watered down though. I wouldn't
Yeah.
spray direct Lysol on there just in case.
Mark, did you sign up for the form yet? Do I need to go?
Yes, if you can. I don't know
Let
if
me
you
go
can.
check your account. Yeah, there are a ton of build threads that can probably easily walk you through the process. And like I said, okay, I see your account. The studio creation one is probably the easiest, just because they give you a lot of the stuff in the box, like as far as the Velcro and everything, the elastic, and they already trim it.
Hopefully they do better than Onavos did and I get enough Velcro.
I mean, that's not a very high bar, is it?
You know, I actually left a bunch of the 501st groups on Facebook because all they did was complain about Onivos, but I had no problems with Onivos. Like I did a payment plan. I got my order exactly when they said I would. It worked out exactly like it was supposed to. And with the exception of the Velcro, everything was in the box. So, I get where people are coming from and I understand the quality of their builds a little crappier. And I've
That was
actually,
the TK you bought, right?
yeah, that was the TK I bought.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
actually have a
they
problem with my
mass-produced-
chest plate getting cracked. So I get it.
They mass produced like 1 billion of those. So those were ready
Yeah.
to go. It's pretty much everything else that they fell down on.
Yeah.
I have an Anovos Shore Trooper helmet, but I didn't buy it from them. I bought it secondhand from somebody else. So
I don't,
I like
I don't
the
have a
helmet.
helmet yet for my Pathfinder. I bought the Studio Creations kit without the helmet. And I did that because I have trouble actually with my TK. My head's not that big, but I have trouble with my TK helmet getting it on. I have to squeeze it a little bit to get it to fit over my head. And I was a little worried about getting a Scout Trooper helmet because I heard they have a really tight fit. So I wasn't sure what to do about that yet.
Depends on the helmet.
Depends on the helmet. Also, we have the face shield that opens up, so there's a lot more room. The Studio Creations helmet's on the smaller side, but it's not tiny.
The Altman's barn find that's on the Pathfinders forum. It's a really big helmet. It fits my big giant noggin really well. So look for the Altman's barn find on the Pathfinders forum. That's a good size helmet.
I have an Altman, and yeah, I've got plenty of room in there, and my face is long, and so my chin doesn't stick out the bottom or anything.
Yeah, I have the RS Props helmet that's there in the background, and that one is very spacious. Also.
Hi guys,
Who's that?
this is Dave.
Hey, Dave. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. How's sunny California?
Sunny.
Nice.
Sunny. We're
Very
in the UK.
sunny.
We're in the UK. It's not too bad here.
You okay there, man? You need a glass
Yeah,
of
just
water?
about, just about.
Okay, everybody's sick today. I'm glad we're on Zoom.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, we're actually self-isolating at the moment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I think we're day 5. Are we day 5? I think we're day 5.
Oh boy.
So yeah. So we've all got symptoms. So we're self-isolating.
Okay. Well, I hope you all feel better.
Yeah, hopefully soon. Louis coming in and having Nosy. There you go, Nosy. All of a sudden you were playing, and now all of a sudden you've come to wherever I am. Funny that, isn't it?
Yeah, my daughter is lurking in the background as well.
Yeah. Why don't you two go play? Why don't you go play? No, I won't play now. So yeah.
I see Matthias is here.
Yes, hello, how are you, Mikey?
Hey, how's the patrol trooper coming along?
It's not.
I know the feeling.
Yeah,
Ah, that's better.
yeah, I've been dealing with some health issues, so I put it aside. But
Sure.
it's all right now, so I'm going back to it.
Okay, good. Good.
Yes.
I know hasn't been a lot of troops lately, so there's not as much urgency for a lot of people to get their builds done.
Yeah, that's right.
I hope that changes.
We have some events over here, but I'm not going to any yet because I'm recovering, so
Right.
it will take a while. But I'm out of excuses, so I have to get back to it
Okay.
and finish the patrol trooper.
Oh, and here's Chopper. Morning, Corey.
What's up, everyone?
Hey.
How are you, man?
Hello.
I'm all right. Looks like I was having some problems getting into Zoom. I don't know why. We use it all the time at work, so don't know. But I'm here. So
Okay. Is Pete coming in?
not sure. I haven't heard anything. I tagged him in the thread or whatever, but I didn't hear either way if Pete was coming.
Okay. I'm wearing my baseball shirt.
Yeah, I see that.
Oh,
I see
nice.
that you're wearing the baseball shirt to further make me jealous that I didn't get one 3 years ago.
Don't worry, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. I promise. I want to get through the racing shirt run first.
Just finishing a hoodie.
All right. Very nice.
Nice and simple.
Okay, let's see who else is jumping on.
Why don't you only go play?
I see we have
Go
a
and play.
Chris.
Go in the playroom, please.
I'm not sure which Chris this is, but hello, good morning. Mark, you got any more? Speak up, man.
no,
Now is your
Okay.
time.
I think the next thing for me to do probably, I bought a pack of soft goods from Imperial Boots because I have their TK boots and I was really happy with them. So I think the next step for me is probably to get those soft goods out and get my sewing machine going again and get some work done on those.
Okay. Are you going for level 2 straight out the gate, or are you just fine with basic?
I would love to get anything approved at the basic level because I haven't even
Okay.
gone far enough to get my TK approved yet. So
Okay.
The reason why he asks is because it's a lot easier to be able to get level 2 as you're building the kit than trying to get to level 2 after making your kit. It just means you get a really cool little pin and you get to have the word answer in your profile on the Pathfinders forum, which is actually pretty cool. But you want to figure out whether or not you want to bring your kit to that second level as you're making it, because that way you're going to figure out what kind of fabric you're using. Honestly, it's just a matter of getting the right fabric and making sure that the measurements are proper as you're creating your kit.
sure.
It's nothing too big. That's why Mickey was asking.
I'm almost finishing my level 2. I think so I've got a few dress issues that I'd like to fix. I think Chopper's looking after me, and another I forget his ID off the top of my head. Both looking after me so well. Thank you.
Chopper and Retrofire, they do the
that's the one. Yes,
level
yes.
2 review for the Lancers.
Yes, they're both looking after me.
Yeah, Chopper's here right now. So if you have any...
nice to say hello to you in person.
See you, Dave.
Hey, nice to finally hear a voice. So yeah, the guys are looking after me. I haven't spent a lot of money on doing the kit up from basic to level 2. A helmet screw about $20, and a few other little bits. But other than that, it's been pretty inexpensive, which is pretty good. Just a few dress issues for me now, and I'm hoping to get some photographs when I'm feeling a little bit better, and get the finer points fixed.
Awesome.
And then I can get my cards finalized. And,
yeah, I have them waiting for you as soon as you get done.
I'm trying.
That's all right.
I'm trying.
They're not like in my way or anything. They're just sitting in my hard drive.
Brilliant. Yeah. I've just replaced the cod piece, the one that came with the rest of my soft parts was just a little bit too wide, and no amount of starch and no amount of ironing and no amount of how carefully I was getting it dress fitted was still making it look bizarre.
Up, yeah.
Without me saying it, that effect that we're not going to go for. So I've just replaced with a much narrower one. So I'm hoping once I'm fitting well, I can get that dressed, and sorted. But I have been tripping in it, and I'm really pleased with it.
Okay. Well, yeah, and if you can put some sort of backing or something behind it to keep it from folding up.
Yeah.
I used to use a sticky back foam. Now I put fabric stabilizer inside of it.
Right.
And that's cheap. something you can buy at the fabric store for like $2-3. Big sheet of
Really?
fabric stabilizer.
Like sponge.
It's like the stuff they put in the brims of hats to keep them from, being
Oh, okay. Yeah.
buckram is what they used on the movie ones, from what we've been told. Because
Brilliant.
they never, if you look at the ones in the film, they never crumple up like the the fan made ones do. It just never happens. They fold in one place, and that's along the curve.
Yeah. Well, that's something I'll definitely. We've got some great fabric shops locally, so I bought a big can of starch. I'll do all the tricks and tips to try and get it.
Yeah, I would put a fabric stabilizer inside of it, in with the batting.
Yeah. And the other issue I've got is the cummerbund. Again, I stand a huge 5'4" tall, so everything kind of is compressed around the stomach area, so it looks a lot worse than it is.
Yeah, I mean, do your best with that, as long as you adhere to the demands of the CRL.
Yeah. And I think that's been about it. I've had to tweak my blaster. I've had to shave a little bit off the blaster from hero to a stunt.
Okay.
To get through to the next level, which was pretty good. So
Awesome.
So yeah, like I said, all in all, pretty inexpensive and pretty straightforward, really.
Awesome. That's great.
So fingers crossed for a few weeks I can get done.
I'll be happy to draft your certificate and send you out your cards as soon as you're.
That'd be really cool. Thank you.
As you're done, man.
I am I am keen to put a line through this.
Awesome.
Yeah, in the UK, I think again, I'm relatively new to the Legion. I cleared in November last year, of course, with a TK, and then I cleared in March with my Scout. And obviously, due to what's been going on, I haven't had a chance to go out and meet any of my own garrison yet, other than the odd Zoom call and the odd text chat. So I'm looking to get my induction done on the 19th of this month. So,
okay, great.
So yeah, it's some good times ahead.
Yeah, I've troops have been fairly hard to come by here in Southern California. There's been instances where I've signed up for troops only to, they get canceled at the last minute or moved to another day that I can't do. So far I have not been out at all this year. Justin, I know you have.
Yeah, I've done a few. I did an unofficial wedding with Janice a few weeks ago too, but
right.
And then we done parade and a couple other like small events that were, I mean, the smaller ones were actually nicer because they weren't, so it was kind of a nice way to get back into it.
You have a lot more going on in Orange County, I feel like, than in LA.
Yeah, people in Orange County don't care about quarantine.
No, your events don't get canceled nearly as much.
No, they just don't. But it's like, it's also been summer, so it's been hot as hell. So going out for half an hour in the sun and you're just drenched in sweat. So I don't miss that too much.
No, I'm signed up for something in October, and I really hope that it ends up going through and not getting canceled at the last minute.
Which one do you have? Which one do you sign up for?
I don't even remember now.
I know I was signed up for Boo at the Zoo in Santa Barbara, but they canceled those.
No, this was something closer to me. I think it's in Van Nuys.
Oh, good luck.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I talked to Ramey, and I was like, dude, these events are filling up. Are they getting canceled? Are we doing the COVID forgiveness for this year? And he said yes.
Yeah.
So if I'm not able to end up trooping, we're not going to go into reserve.
There's too many countries and too many places that still can't troop. There'd be no way they could kind
Yeah.
of enforce this.
Yeah.
It's been the same with the mail. The UK mail is pretty okay at the minute, but we've had parcels delayed from all over the world by months and months.
Yeah.
You guys must be the same.
I'm not looking forward to sending out the racing shirts under these conditions.
We got any questions? Even really simple or dumb ones, perfectly acceptable.
I'm good at the minute. I think my guys are looking after me no end.
Mark,
I think we all just come for chat rather than.
well, that's fine too. I don't
That's good.
mind.
Yeah.
I know it's nice for people to see, who these anonymous avatars are on the forum.
Yeah, it's nice to see faces, nice to hear voices.
Hi.
Hello.
Here's Leia.
Oh, brilliant. Fantastic.
Yes.
Hey, Chris.
I do have a question, guys.
Go ahead.
As you know, I'm building a patrol trooper, and I'm going with the back is well assembled.
Nice.
And
Wow.
also the chest piece. I have it here,
Nice.
but I have to start with the abs part, like this one. And I print them in PLA instead of flex. I don't have flex here, and my printer, I think it's not compatible.
Mhm.
But how do you guys build this? Do you put anything behind here to strengthen the part? Because when you join them together,
Hold on.
uh,
Justin will-
Yeah. So basically, it's the way I did this was essentially just it's like a cummerbund,
all right.
and so these are. Let's see if I can separate it. Sorry, give me a second. It's basically Velcroed to the back of this cummerbund, so that this. I mean, mind you, I'm using flexible pieces, but it's the same idea. Because then this whole thing is essentially like shoulder straps to keep it up so that it's not attached to anything else. And the bottom piece, that little gap at the bottom, is for the belt to sit into. So again, there's Velcro right here.
All right. So the belt. Okay.
Yeah, so the belt hangs off of the ab section so that it's not actually attached to your waist.
Oh, cool. Right. Now that's a good idea, because I was checking the other work in progress post, and many had the ab section all in one piece,
Yeah.
and they attach the belt, they glue it to the ab section, and I think that's very difficult for me. So I might try that one.
Yeah, it was, the idea was it's the same construction more or less as a shore trooper. And so most people had designed it as kind of like a tube, like where it just kind of sits around you. But it's from watching all the rest of the shore troopers, it seemed a bit too stiff and a bit too cumbersome to have this whole centerpiece. So we tried to section it out so that it worked a little better. Yeah, because even in the back here, you can see these pieces don't match. So there's a plate, there's kind of a flex point behind this armor plate. So even if you have rigid pieces on the side, you'll still have that point in the middle where there's a little more give.
All right. Okay. And you finished that. It's finished, that one.
Yeah, this is finished. Like.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, because I noticed that the back parts are not glued all together.
No, wait.
Can they lose?
You can kind of see like it's like this. Let me see if I can do this. Yeah, like that. But when it goes on and it kind of sits like this. So there's no, it sits real flush against the other piece when I'm wearing it. It just looks really loose when I don't have it on.
No, it's okay, but it's a good option because I don't have to glue it all together.
Yeah.
Right,
Right.
guys, I'm sorry I'm gonna have to leave you. It's evening meal time here, and the kids are getting wild. So
Thanks for stopping by, man.
yeah, I thought I'd just come say hello and introduce myself, and we'll chat online soon, and see you guys soon.
All right,
It was
cheers.
nice to meet you,
Cheers.
Dave. Have a good one.
Thanks.
Bye.
Keep looking after me. Thank you very much.
Take care.
Okay. Thank you, Justin, for the help.
Yeah, no problem.
Anybody else have any questions? Feel free to speak up. We got 2.5 hours to go. A good way to kill time.
I am using the time to pull everything out that has been sitting in piles for months and actually work on them. So
Okay, great.
even though I'm not chatting, I appreciate the time.
Well, Joe, our short trooper armorer extraordinaire is here. So any questions, just spit them out. We got, let's see, we got short troopers covered. We got Kashyyyks covered. We got patrol troopers covered. We got a lot of our CRLs covered here today.
Working on tread speeder legs right now.
There we go. We got the tread speeder covered.
Is
None of
Justin
us are an
also-
expert in that costume.
Also expert on the mountain trooper as well. I'm thinking about trying to get into it.
Did you get the kit from who's doing it? KB?
I think so.
Yeah, KB Props was the one who was making it.
Right. We had to make some adjustments. I wonder if he went back and fixed his originals or not. Like, did he end up adding the rectangle indent into the chest? Do we know?
I only know the CRL where he had to manually do it, like he had to cut it out.
Right. Okay.
And I think I got a bead on someone who's going to make helmets for Mountain Trooper, but I don't know that he's going to do the armor. So might be at least another vendor for helmets.
Okay.
Jason, make them. I saw the guy in Russia, and then Jason JSIN. I saw that he made them too.
Jason's same as KB.
Yeah, I think that is right. That's
Okay.
the guy that's already doing them.
So his helmet isn't approvable?
No, just somebody else. It's just another vendor.
Oh.
No,
Is it
the helmet's fine. There was parts of the armor that didn't match the source that needed to be, like, there was no rectangle indent, for instance, you know. So Dustin had to cut it out himself and fill it in the back and, you know, make the indent. So it was little things like that. I think his you had to redo his shins too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it was tough because it was a new CRL and limited sources.
They
And
stuff a little toy. Like, I mean, what?
yeah,
we had to fudge some things to get it to work right.
it was a group effort to figure out the whole thing and get it done. But I'm pretty happy with how it came out.
Yeah, it's a good looking costume. I wish we had a real one and some better references. So
Yeah, I mean, I know they were planning on doing them for Disneyland, and then COVID happened, and that probably scuttled that. And you know, if you know the rumors are true, and they decide to turn Batu into Tatooine, we'll probably never see him.
yeah, they went massively over budget with that second ride.
Yeah,
It cut into all sorts of things they were planning on doing, and I mean, that's what happens.
yeah. So last time I went to Disneyland like 2-3 weeks ago, and I rode Star Tours, and they did put the old video back with the white Kashyyyks in it. So I was like, oh God, they're back.
You thought you were rid of them.
I did.
Is
Like,
is
oh
Paul
no, there they are.
is Paul Rubin still the droid narrator again? Like they bring him back. They got Pee Wee during the droid. That's the way it was, like, I don't know, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
No, it's Anthony Daniels.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it used to be some random droid that was
No,
Pee-wee.
they have an animatronic C3PO sitting at the front of the
Oh,
ride.
okay.
Yeah, it used to be Rex, but now it's back to
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. But I've been on that ride like several times in the last years and last few years, and each time it's been a different era. Like the last time before it was first order stuff, and I was like, oh God. But the first time I rode it in like 10 years ago, they were still using the stuff from the 80s.
Yeah, it's only been it's starting to get more love again, but it was a while. It had been a while since they'd given any care to it. No, we're an exciting bunch.
Mickey, what did you have for your breakfast? Since you were banned from showing it to us, but because there seems to be a lull, I mean, you might as well tell us about your breakfast.
If you must know, since I'm doing intermittent fasting right now, I have not had breakfast today.
Oh, all right.
Poor guy.
I don't have my first meal until 11 o'clock, which is more than an hour from now.
Well, just to let y'all know, I'm working on my first set of armor. It's a bike trooper armor or scout trooper.
Yes.
And I'm almost done with the shaping of it and getting it kind of cut out and trimmed up to paint. And I ordered most of the strapping I'll need. I've got to buy some stuff here locally. Velcro and buckles and stuff to get, and then I'm trying to find the best place to order the soft parts, the jumpsuit, the gloves, the boots, and everything from.
There's a lot of answers to this question. A lot of people like to order from Imperial Boots because it's easy.
I did look at them.
They have a nice organized website. It's very, they're a retail vendor. So,
yeah.
But their parts they do need some work, you're not going to just like pop it on and be ready to go. Especially if you're considering like going for level 2, because they use some of the ink. They'll use, I think they use faux suede on the riding patches, and they need to be real leather.
Okay.
Little things like that. I think their thigh straps are too loose, even for basic.
They usually have to be taken in a little bit.
Yeah. And they probably need to be tailored to fit you, because the undersuit can't be too tight, but it can't be too loose either. There are a lot of, makers that work out of their garage that do great soft parts. I get my soft goods from our buddy Chris here in Southern California, Garrison. He's been a vendor for many years now.
Mm-hmm.
I get my boots from him, my pouches. You got Steph in Florida who does soft goods. Steph Trooper, you can find her on Facebook. You got Krypton Top on Leia. You got Krypton Top on Etsy. He makes decent stuff. It is coming from South America though, so sometimes you have to be very patient to wait for it.
Mm-hmm.
You got options, and you just have to kind of weigh, your consideration.
I did look
make
at
your own stuff. That's even better.
I don't know if I'm ready for that, but
I mean, none of us were until we did it, right? Like I never sewed anything until I started, down this path, except for I think in home ec, like when I was in 7th grade.
Yeah, that's me too. But yeah, so I like I said, I looked at Imperial boots, just because it was one-stop shopping.
Yeah.
But I did want to, before I committed to anything or bought from them, I did want to look around some more.
Yeah, I mean, I would check out Chris. He's got I believe he has a post in the vendor. Have you checked out the vendor forum on the Pathfinders?
I don't think so.
We have like a forum specifically for vendors that are selling parts.
Gotcha.
And Steph Trooper in Florida. I mean, she makes her soft goods are the ones you see on The Mandalorian.
Okay.
So, she's pretty legit. She does have a long list though, so it might be a wait. Yeah. There's who else makes boots?
Crow props.
Crow props. Yep.
But they take a little bit, they're getting better, but they take a little bit of modification.
And the good thing about the Imperial boots and the Crow props boots, they both do they have imitation soles of the originals.
Mhm.
Which is a nice touch. It's not, I see. Poor cat. It's nothing that is going to stop you from getting approved if you don't have imitation soles, but it's a nice touch.
Yeah.
And we have tutorials out the wazoo for almost all this stuff. We have pouch patterns. I recently put up a cummerbund tutorial. That one's simple. It's just a big rectangle. So if you decide you want to go in, get yourself a nice little sewing machine and do it yourself, we have a lot of help there too.
Having imitation soles will also allow you to get into the level 2 as well.
Yeah, I mean, you can still carve out little teeth out of a regular pair of work boots, but it's nice that somebody already did it for you.
Yeah, I've gone over a couple of times to Mike's workshop at Armor Works in Pensacola. I live near there, and he's helped me kind of just with the shaping and where I needed to cut back on my armor and everything.
Where are you located?
Just across the Alabama line from Florida.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
You down by Panama City?
No, I'm west of Panama City.
Okay.
Near Gulf Shores.
Got it. Yeah, I used to be at Fort Rucker, so I'm relatively familiar with the area.
Yeah, I'm just north of Gulf Shores.
Got it.
All righty.
There. Okay. Now it's okay now. Now it's my turn. 1, 2, 3.
Did we lose Chris? Oh no, he's still there.
No, I'm still here. I'm trying to figure out how to mute my thing here.
Okay. All right.
What do y'all think? I know there's a lot of different ways to weather boots, but what's the most effective and efficient way to weather boots?
I'm sure Joe's got the primo awesome accurate way. I used black shoe polish and baby powder. Joe, how did you do your boots?
I did the same. I use brown shoe polish, black shoe polish. I use a lot of sandpaper and wire brushes too to kind of like scuff them up. I redid the whole entire process like 3 or 4 times to kind of give them that layered look. Another thing I use that I think worked really well is a heat gun. I kind of like made the leather kind of like deteriorate a little bit in some areas, since they are supposed to be out in the sun and stuff. It just kind of gives it a more weathered look as opposed to just dirty. So I think heat gun worked really well. So but I did that like over and over again, like 3 or 4 times, like heat gun, black shoe polish, sandpaper, wire brush, and then redo everything over again. And then I hit the black areas with some pastels to kind of make it look like sand got in there.
Yeah, none of there's like 3 models of Orca Bay boots that everybody buys, and none of them look exactly like the screen used boots because they were darkened in some way. So the black shoe polish kind of helps match that color better. Because the boot, if you look at the boots from the photos, they're pretty dark. They're pretty dark brown. And I forgot which ones I have, like the Havana. It still needed something to kind of bring down the color a little bit.
And then do you all, it may have been a pre, I apologize, I have not kept up with things. That side holster that folks are talking about, has that been added to the CRL yet?
No, we're not adding it to the CRL until the show has aired.
Okay.
Because I know it's great and everybody's so excited about it because it's something new, but we don't even know if that's going to end up making the final cut. You know, we could see all this behind the scenes stuff about this side holster, and then that whole part of the show is on the editing room floor, and if it doesn't make the final product, it doesn't count. So, you know, we got to wait.
Okay.
I'm not sure when Andor is supposed to, does anybody know? I don't know. So whenever that episode airs and we actually see it on screen, then we can go ahead and add it to the CRL. But before then, it's just, you know, pre-production stuff that could change. Did I just make everybody sad?
Hey, I have Scout hip armor. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. That's a
You can make it if you want. It's just
that's
not
a
going to be
perfect
CRL.
example. You know, the Scout hip armor. We got tons of pre-production photos of that. Never made the final cut, so it's not part of the CRL. But that's, yeah, perfect example. But I have no doubt that once the episode airs, I'm going to see tons of people walking around with that.
Yeah, I mean, if you like it, make it, wear it at a con.
I mean, you know me, I'm a film purist, so
Yeah.
it's not in Rogue One, so I don't care.
You know, just for saying that, Mickey, I think I'm gonna switch my never-ending shore trooper build to the Mandalorian squad leader.
There you go,
one,
baby.
You know, just to
Mix it
poke
up.
you some more. Just kidding.
Yeah, it's but you know the way that they treat the costumes on the TV show, it's like every episode you have to sit there with a notepad and okay, we gotta do this.
And you know, like it was basically just like a bin full of stuff. And they're just like, and you get a forearm and you get a forearm.
Right.
And now the yellow and blue forearm is on the grunt, but he doesn't have the other pieces. And it's time to do a new CRL.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's fun.
It's you know, I don't know if people realize that, you know, this is not the same costume department that works on the films. You know, not at all. The costuming for the movies is mostly done in England. You know, Mandalorian's done here in California. It's a different team. And a lot of times I don't know what they're doing, as evidenced by the Scout. I was talking to Ricky, our LMO rep, about, the CRLs going forward. And I predict that, at some point, we're probably just going to have
Look, Daddy, see my toys?
I do. Like a Disney Plus, Shore Trooper, Squad Leader, Disney Plus series, and with tabs for the different variants, because it's just going to be impossible to crank out a CRL for every season, every episode, where something happens.
Wow, exciting.
Is there anybody in the chat that's not? Because some people just jump on the chat. It doesn't look like it. No, everybody's accounted for.
Do any of y'all have microphone kits in your short trooper? Or sound?
I mean, I guess hypothetically I could wear my anchor, but I never have. I have that anchor system that I have from my Scout. I mean, I'm not sure where I'd put the speaker on the Shore Trooper, maybe inside the chest.
Well, there's a kit where you can get it and put it right, take that piece off and put the speaker in.
Oh, the
And
UKS Wrath one.
I have something similar for my TK, but I have a lot of problems with feedback, so I don't use it. Being the mic so near the speakers, so
Yeah,
I gave up and I don't use it anymore.
I had the UKS Wrath Scout one, which is pretty similar, for like a minute, and I had the same problem. Like the mic was just giving you like ear splitting feedback, and I just ditched it. I don't even wear a mic for the Scout anymore. So I just yell.
I stopped.
Yeah.
It's more important for me to look visually accurate than it is for me to be able to talk. And the speaker in the pouch always pulling it down and the wire sticking out. Like I was just like, I don't dig this. I could just not talk. That works too. There's plenty of Scouts in the movie that are silent. I can be one of them.
If you are going to try to go for the UK's Wrath speaker, I would reach out first to make sure that it fits well in your bucket. That's a very snug fit there. You want to make sure that it fits well. Might not be the right size.
Well, and I figured since I would have to take out the pieces already there, that I was very hesitant to want to do that. Anyway, so no, that makes sense. I just wanted to check. Thank you.
Yeah, some people do their helmets up really elaborately with, helmet padding, and mine's got like 2 pieces of foam in it. Basically to push the face, off my nose.
Yeah, mine's a little big, but I had that to fit my hair. But because of that, I'm going to add some padding to push it up so it's not sitting on my nose.
Yeah, the nose thing that happens to everybody. And if you put some padding right on your cheeks, it pushes it off and then you're all right. And that's all I have in my Shore Trooper helmet.
I bought the airsoft helmet padding And so that the pieces are already cut for different places. So now I'm trying to figure out where to put them.
I know like Melody's helmet is like super tricked out, but she's not here today. She could, and yeah, she's got all kinds of stuff inside of hers. Man, I'm gonna go get some coffee, and I suggest you all do the same because it's a very sedate group.
Just trying to work while I sit here. Might as well try to model up some parts.
What kit are you working on?
I'm trying to do the legs for the god awful tread speeder driver.
Yeah, that's right. You said that earlier. That's right.
Yeah, it's terrible. But if we can get the CRL done, then I can never have to look at it again and be happy about it.
Or so you think. But...
Yeah, well, I'll let it be someone else's problem after I do my part.
Yeah.
I like how the mountain trooper looked a little more dynamic than the tread trooper. Like it looked too much like the first order stormtrooper. I liked the difference in how the mountain trooper looked. It looked more scoutish and less stormtrooper-ish.
Well, mountain trooper seemed to be designed from scratch essentially. Like they pulled some parts, like they pulled the back plate from the shores, and they tried to mimic part of the scout. But for the most part, it's pretty original. Like there are very, very few parts that are pulled from other ones. The tread speeder, like waist up, well, crotch up is a first order TK. There's no difference in any of it. And well, the bottom is.
That's not true.
Oh, what?
I mean, when we say waist up, are we including the arms?
Yeah.
Because the arms are different. I mean, we determined that's like the jet trooper.
They're painted different.
No, they have the jet trooper cuts in the shoulder and the wings on the forearms.
No, the CG one has the wings. The model that we're using doesn't.
Wait, which one did
we settled
on back and forth on this one so many times? Which one are we doing now?
We settled on the.
We're doing the live action one.
Live action one, yeah, and it doesn't have the little winglets, and it doesn't have the little bent. Like honestly, the CG one is a better looking costume, but we don't have enough pictures of it that it just was problematic. So we stuck with the live action one.
But the live action one still has the different shoulder bells, doesn't it? Or no?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really generic. I understand why it's easier and we can get a CRL done, but it's not as good looking as the other one.
Right.
But we'd have to design way more parts for the other one from scratch.
Right. And I know the issue with the live action one was the boots, but everybody was hung up on those boots. And I'm like, dudes, you don't need to buy the exact same boots. Like there's plenty of knockoff ones that are cheap. I just never understood why people were getting so hung up on that.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, and it's until we'd have a level 2, which with this costume I will never happen anyways. Like there's no point in worrying about those boots. Yeah, I just put the picture up, so.
Okay.
Not that you don't have it, but this is the one that I've been dealing with.
Okay, right. All right. Yeah, I'm looking at it now on the CRL. This guy hasn't checked in with us in about a month, so I was really kind of not sure what was going on with him.
Yeah, it's ugly. I mean, somebody will like it. I mean, there are plenty of costumes that all of us don't like, and so whatever.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely was not like thrilled with it when we first got it, but you know, kind of after working on it a little bit, you develop a little bit of affection for these things.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not the Mandalorian Scout.
Yeah. I mean, I like these shin guards. I think they're more usable than say the patrol trooper or even the shore.
Mm-hmm.
It's more like the mountain trooper where it's a shin guard with a strap, not a full like leg piece essentially.
Greave, yeah.
Yeah, so it's got its it's got its advantages and like the things that are good about it, but as a whole, it's the pants more than anything. It's those stupid rugby
Silly
pants.
pants. Yeah. And someone's going to have to make those.
Yeah. And
Which
they look hot.
they do. They do. I had somebody, Chris from Blizzard Force thought that they looked like the same material as the first order snow trooper soft goods. So
Mhm.
I don't know what they use for that, but
Yeah, it's almost
It-
like vinyl, but it's not quite. It's still clothy.
yeah, it's got some shine to it.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to be super strict. I honestly just want to get this one done.
Yeah.
I'm trying to like make it as easy as I can for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, 5 years down the road, what are the chances of there being more than like 3 of these? Like, so.
Right. Yeah, I don't see this one being a big ticket costume.
Well, I have a first order stormtrooper, and what I like about this one is the mobility of the legs, because it seems to be much comfortable, but I don't like the look of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, it's
it kind of resembles the softwood from Darth Vader, like the stripes on the ribbed legs.
yeah, that's true.
It's
That's true.
it's
See,
kinda-
this is why we need other people to look at these costumes. Because I don't even think about stuff like this. I mean, this is where I fall down sometime because I'm strictly a Pathfinder. I don't know much about the other CRLs. So, you know, somebody's like, oh, it looks like Darth Vader's pants. I'm like, oh, yeah, okay. I didn't, never occurred to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's like with the biker scout, they put those hip pads on. And I think the first time they got someone on the bike, they realized it didn't work.
Right.
And this one looks like some costumer looked at it and went, no, that's not going to work. You got to just put pants on the guy. Like
Yep.
the armor he can't sit. And so this thing looks more thought out and real world as to what it would actually take. But because of that, it just doesn't fit with armor and the rest of the costume. So it looks a little goofy.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, this like the CG one, I don't even know how that would work.
Yeah.
With those big thigh armor pieces, you know. I guess if they sat down low enough, you'd be able to sit, but I not comfortably.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just want to get that one done. I don't know what happened to what's his face? Well, who was the guy that was working on it?
I don't even remember.
Pyre, is that his name? Pyro something? Yeah, Pyro.
Wasn't Glenn working on it too in Australia?
Glenn's the one that really got the ball rolling, and then he hurt his hand and wasn't able to build for I don't know how long. And I don't know if he just lost interest in it or if, you know, or what, but he's kind of not working on it anymore. Then we had a couple, I think they were from France, that said, okay, we're going to do it. And I was like, okay, cool. And then I never heard from them again. And then we got this new guy who started, and I guess he had a first order TK kit. And so he had a starting point.
Yeah.
But, you know, we realized, you know, well, you need this and you need that. And he wanted to do the CG one. And we were like, well, that's not, it has Sith jetpack trooper parts. It's not really first order TK. So we gone back and forth, and I think we finally settled on the live action guy, but Justin needs to make some shins for it, I think.
Yeah.
Was
Yeah.
that it? Just the shins?
Shins and knees, yeah. And if I can finish the shins and knees, then I think we could get it out. Well, if we could get somebody to make those pants, we could get it out the door pretty soon.
Do you guys know Phoenix props?
I'm sorry?
Phoenix props.
That sounds
Uh,
really familiar.
Where are they?
It's from here, from Argentina. They deliver for they make for most Darth Vader stuff.
Oh, I think that's how I
They
know
are
it.
they are known for it.
Phoenix
Maybe I don't know. Maybe they can adapt the Darth Vader one to try to make those. But as you say, I'm not sure many troopers would like to build up that costume.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look very complicated. It's just the only padding is that spot on the thighs that goes, but it looks like it wraps all the way around. But the rest are just pants. Yeah. So if somebody wanted to give it a go, I don't think it would be that much work, but it's just a matter of, is it worth their energy to make one of these or two of these?
Right.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's like segmented into different portions. So, you know, some stitch lines need to be added,
Yeah.
you know, down the side, along the butt. And then, you know, you jam some batting into the thighs and put some ribs like on a scout cummerbund. But
That's
yeah,
what it looks like. It looks like two cummerbunds on each thigh, really.
yeah.
Is there a back side to this? Like, 'cause
Here,
I'm looking at it, and it would be really easy to do.
No, I don't think it would be difficult to do at all. It's just someone's got to do it.
here's the only other picture we have. It's uploading right now of the butt. Well, of the back of the thigh. Because it looks like that padding
What
actually.
kind of pants would you want to try to use? Just any white pants, or is there like a specific material?
I think even polyester with that slight shine would probably work. Because it looks
Yeah,
like,
probably, but you know, I wouldn't ask for that for basic anyway.
Like a skin.
I would just say white, you know, textile pants.
from the second,
Those
the
boots
back,
from?
No.
the back picture looks like that padding doesn't even wrap around to the back of the thigh. It stops. Just,
Yeah, it stops. Like there's like an underwear portion that's separate from,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah, it's just padding along the outer thighs, basically.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Hey, Brian, how you doing? It's good to have you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Y'all have been at it for an hour.
We've
Yeah.
accomplished not much.
Well, we've answered some questions.
I didn't really have any questions. I've been to a couple of these and I just keep up with the forums, but I just wanted to come on and maybe learn something.
That we're very quiet individuals and we all need coffee, according to Mickey.
Yeah.
So what's the kits that you're working on, Brian, or what are you in?
Working on a scout, which I almost have finished. I guess my hang up is just my flight suit and the flak vest. And I'm sort of halfway also working on a TK as well, but that's kind of a long work in progress.
There's a lot of options. Mickey was talking about the options for the soft goods earlier. In this thread, if you scroll up, I put Steph's soft goods. It's Steph's Imperial Outfitters or something. She does a lot of the soft parts. There's a lot of awesome CRLs on the 501st Pathfinders website. I know Mickey actually, he's got a tutorial about how to buy a red cap coverall and then convert it so that you can do your own flight suit. There's lots of tutorials online to making your own. I know I made my own. A lot of scouts make their own. My I asked my wife to help me build my suit, and she said, I want you to clean the craft room, and so I learned how to do it myself.
I've done
But
quite a few of the soft goods stuff already. Made my own cummerbund, made the pouches, all of that stuff, and I'm really happy with how that turned out. The flak vest was one thing that it was kind of like a golf shirt, but it was sort of that what's that shoulder style called? Raglan sleeve type.
Yeah.
And so I decided to just cut it up and use it as a pattern since I knew it already fit me. So I'm kind of working with that. I've got all of the, I don't know, the piping detail on the sleeves done. I'm just having trouble kind of putting the sleeves and the major pieces together, I guess.
you have any questions about it?
Not really questions other than I just need to kind of get brave enough to get in there and do it.
You know, if it doesn't turn out, you just unpick it and do it again. What's the material you're using to be able to do it?
Twill.
Yeah.
It's pretty heavy, but I've got a decent sewing machine and some experience with those other pieces behind me, and it's just a matter, I think, of just trying to do it. The one thing that I probably did that I wish I'd done different is that the raglan sleeve with the golf shirt had more of a curve to it, and so that's complicating the issue. It's not just a straight across from the neckline down to the underarm area. So there's some little complications like that that I probably would have selected a pattern differently or something.
Are you trying to go level 2, or are you staying at level 1?
I would, the whole idea would be to do this all, try to do level 2 work from the get-go.
Yeah, just make sure that when you're making the length of that sleeve, that it ends an inch away from your shoulder bell.
Okay.
Honestly, like you just need to make sure your legs are correct. The thing with the flak vest is you're hardly ever seeing it when you have the entire kit on anyways. Like
Right.
all you're seeing is the bottom of that flak vest off of the shoulder bell anyhow. So I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but as long as I haven't read the ROTJ CRL often enough, but as long as it meets the specs of the CRL and it comes down past your shoulder belt that length, I think you'll be okay. And like I said,
Okay.
if you feel like it's not long enough or it's not fitting right, just unpick it.
You can,
I know that I personally, when I'm building stuff, I made a lot of mistakes. Sorry, go ahead, Mickey.
well, I was gonna say, if it's too long, you can roll it up inside the sleeve and hem it. And we added the hem to level 2, I believe.
Yeah.
There is an apparent hem. You can see it in screenshots. It's about an inch.
I think that shortening the sleeves would be easy enough.
Yeah.
You know, obviously if they're too long, I mean too short, then you have to start that part over again. But yeah.
But yeah, it's a raglan sleeve. The body of the shirt seems kind of like a tank top cut.
Right.
With the scoop, and then the sleeves kind of come straight out off of that. We just went through this whole drama with Blizzard Force and the Snow Scout because they use, I think they use part of our CRL as guidance.
Mm-hmm.
Like directly references it, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Like, all right, why don't you guys just write your own CRL?
Because ours is better.
So
I
we don't
thought
have
we
to
were-
get pulled into these disputes.
I thought we
Do
were
any of you have any
talking that we're gonna try and make another snow scout ourselves, aren't we?
I'm sorry, what?
do any of you have any experience with Krypton top, I believe it is on
Yeah.
Etsy?
My first vest was from him.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it looks like from what he's charging and what the pictures that you can see, it looks like a really great product for.
It's very
reasonable.
solid. It's a very solid garment. You know, like when you get it, it feels like, you know, a nice piece of material. The only thing I don't like about his vest is that the sleeve is segmented instead of being one like straight raglan sleeve.
Mhm.
He's actually got a it's kind of like a false raglan because he has a shoulder connection in there.
Yeah, I kind of understand what you're talking about. That
I have to. I'm trying to find it on the.
Will that need to be changed if they want to go level 2, Mickey?
Well, the thing is, you know, we only judge your costume on what can be seen and what cannot. If that seam is covered by the shoulder belt completely and we can't see it, then we don't count it against you. So
I mean, it's the same thing with like the 2-piece, you know, flight suit. You know,
exactly.
Some people, you know, we know they used like a dyed, you know, cotton full zip flight suit in Return of the Jedi. But you know, some people, they want the separate pants and the top, and you know, we respect that. And as long as it looks like a 1-piece flight suit, it's fine even for level 2.
Yeah.
So it's kind of the same philosophy there. It's, you know, if we can't see it, you know, we don't know it. So
yeah, it's just for me, it's just like a preference thing. You know, okay, I'm looking at the vest now. And it's like, yeah, like why, dude? Why not just make it one sleeve, you know? But
do they look like two different materials there?
I don't think so.
Where
I
that
think
breakup
it's.
is?
I mean, I have the Krypton top. It's the same sort of twillish material for
Yeah.
the vest. Yeah, it's not like different types of material he used.
I wondered if he did that to try to increase your shoulder mobility.
I don't know if it's that or if it was just easier to do it that way. I have no idea. Or maybe that's how he thought it was done. But I mean, we know it's a raglan sleeve because it says so in the costumes book. And a raglan is a raglan, you know. It's not a fake raglan. So
simulated raglan.
Simulated raglan, yeah. You know, it connects up here, not here. Like here's the stitch on my baseball shirt. It's right here. A raglan would be like connecting like right up here. So that's the difference. And his like, he kind of makes it look like it's all one sleeve because he has the ribbing continuing through onto the body of the shirt, but the connection is actually here at the shoulder if you look at his. So I mean, it's just a pet peeve. It's not like, like I said, if the shoulder belt covers it up and we can't see it, we don't really care.
I mean, in a level 2 app, we're not going to sit there and be like, okay, now take a photo with your hands above your head and, you know, like, let us see your armpit. Like, I mean,
right.
No, man. Like, I mean, you really got to look for it on this case. So unless it's like obscene, like your vest is so big that the seam is like, you know, down in your, you know, bicep, it's probably not going to show up. I'll say probably.
Since you mentioned the submission part, what photos does it take to submit for approval? Are you taking a photo at each step as you're?
Are you talking about for basic approval?
Or level 2?
Oh, level 2. Level 2, I mean, as with you suited up, we need like front, back, and sides, just like with your basic submission. But we also need a breakdown of the whole costume, like each part. So it's a lot of photographs.
Okay. And if you're just doing, like he had talked about doing level 2 first before basic.
No, this whole level 2 before basic thing is driving me crazy. I'm sorry. It's not you. It's just for some reason we keep getting all these people that want to go for level 2 first. And it's like, no, you have to get approved first. You can't even access the level 2. You can't even access the level 2 form without, I mean, you can see it, but you can't make an application until you have Pathfinder status.
Okay.
What we tell people to do is build with level 2 in mind. Like when you're doing your initial build, like look at the level 2 requirements are there in the CRL in blue. Like look at those too. Don't just look at the basic ones. And if your goal is to go, you're a shore trooper, so you're going to be going for Vanguard. If that's your goal, then keep those in mind while you're building, so that you don't have to go back and change too much when you do finally decide to apply. That's what we mean by that. We're not going to pre-clear anybody. I know we had somebody ask us to do that. It's like, nah, man. It's way too involved. A level 2 app is way too involved for that. Like, you get approved first, through basic, and then when you're ready and you feel like your costume is going to meet the level 2 requirements, then you start an application on our forum. But yeah, get your basic done first. And
and
go ahead.
For the basic, it's the front, back, side photos.
Front, back, and sides, as far as I know. I don't know if any, I know garrisons differ and some are more strict than others, but as far as I know, it's front, back, and sides for
helmet off and action.
And helmet off. Right.
I'm a GWL. And you want your front, back, sides, and then you want an action pose so that when you get put up onto the film site, you look cool. You don't want to have your arm out though, because that's hard to try and like get that arm in there. You want it like close to your body. Sorry, I'm like, so you're holding your gun close to your body, like forward.
Oh, I know. I love those pictures for the trading cards. People give me these pictures where they're posed like this, and on the trading card it ends up looking like that.
Yeah.
But the trading card goes this way, not this way.
Well, you could have some horizontal trading cards. Who knows?
Yeah, we should mix it up with the horizontal trading cards next time.
How about no? Unless one of y'all want to start doing it.
I can do it, Mickey. I'll do it for you. I'm here for you.
Yeah, everybody says they want to do it until it's time to start doing it, and then nobody wants to do it, and that's why I do it.
So for the basic submission, you're doing a front view, you're doing a both side view and a back view, and then you take your helmet off and get a picture with you with your helmet off, and then an action pose, so that when you do get approved, the GWL of your garrison will be able to work with your photos. And also, like, you could get some great shots with your action shot as well. There was a guy who submitted he was a TIE pilot, and he had like a Lego TIE fighter. You can't have Legos in your approved 501st pictures, just to make you aware.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, but when you can go to the forum now and look at people's Vanguard applications, and you can see everything that's involved. I did mine, about 9 months ago, and there's like a million billion pictures that I posted up. Every piece of gear, that's called for on the list, and we need a photo of it so we can check it.
Yeah, but for basic, if they need something, they'll just say, hey, can you take a picture of your hip? Can you take, they'll be really specific about it. And it's only because the picture might have been blurry, they couldn't see the detail bit, but they'll really be specific about just take one or two of these and we'll be fine.
you want to upload them to like a Flickr account or something like that. I don't know how other garrisons are, but with our submission group, we usually try and have like ask them to upload them on like a website from that you could just easily access and find those photos, like Flickr or something like that.
Awesome. Thank y'all.
That's what we're here for.
Oh, of course. Keep the questions coming.
Well, I think I'm going to sign off. I have run out of things I can do without shoe polish. So, which I don't
Yeah.
have any. So now we'll go to the store and prepare
Ask
a
us
shoe polish.
anything, anytime. We're here
I
for
just-
you. Mickey knows more about the shows we're gonna do.
I just used a black shoe polish and an old rag and just, smeared it on and kind of evened it, and just brought down that brown color to make it more like a dark brown.
Okay. Yeah,
And
mine
then-
is I got the elk. So they're pretty dark.
I mean, look at the
So, and they're pretty shiny.
check the production, the photos of the short trooper that they released and compare, and then look at the boots and just compare them to yours, try to match that. I don't know if that would be held against you for basic, but for a Vanguard application, sure, we'd be like, yeah, the boots need to be more like the screen used.
Okay. Will
All right.
do. And thank you for the suggestion on the pads. I put them on just the cheek and it works really well. So
Yeah, it's great when your nose isn't smashed down for a whole troop, isn't it?
I know I had to take my hair down and braid it to get it so it would fit, but it was much nicer just having it there and not completely covered,
Yeah,
because I think it'll get hot otherwise.
right. All right. Well, thanks for
Well,
joining
thank
us.
y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm gonna take off as well, Mickey. I think the wife needs me to go do some stuff.
All right,
Good
man.
to see y'all. It's good.
Take care, Jake.
Take care.
Okay.
Okay, I have a question.
Let's hear it.
I was checking the Armory shop, the Russian prop maker, and they have a picture with the how do you call this? The sorry.
What?
These 12
Yeah, the
aviators, the vents, right, the vents. And in the CRL, the bottom should be painted white, right?
I mean, it looks like that's how it was done, but I forgot if we specifically call for that or not. The Armory shop was great because like Dennis worked side by side with us to help us get the CRL done, and he is the CRL model. So on
Right.
this, it's the Armory shop kit, but we didn't know everything at the time. There was still some things that we were missing. So
Yes, I see in the CRL it says flat bottom resistors are painted white.
okay.
But in one of the pictures from their helmet, I see that they are like see-through and with the mesh. I put. Let me share with you the picture I'm talking about
Yeah, let me see.
in the chat.
I don't know about that one. I have not seen that before.
It's they have the watermark and all, but
Yeah.
that
Is that a
made me-
recent photo or is that an old one?
I don't know. I was checking. I was looking for a 360 view of the helmet for some details,
Mm-hmm.
and I ran into this one. I just Google it and it came in the search. But
I mean, we just don't have any evidence of that from the screen used.
No, it's supposed to
Right.
be white.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
white, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just dumped another picture in there. It's the Anovos is the one we had to use for most of the reference because they were the ones who
actually, yeah.
they had all the reference files when they built the original.
Sorry, Justin, where did you put the picture? In the chat?
Yeah, you should see it in the chat.
It's like a download. Is that
Yeah, I just keep dumping pictures because I don't have them uploaded.
okay?
I don't see it. I see mine last.
No, I see it. Yeah,
It's called like adjustments 05 or something.
yeah. I'm looking at it. It's all white.
All right. Oh,
Do you see it?
here.
It's
No.
right. It's right below yours in the chat.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't.
I don't see it either, guys. I don't see it either.
That's
No?
weird. Here,
Okay.
wait, hold on. Let me see if I can. I might have a picture online. Hold on, I can find it for you guys. Where is this? Sorry, bear with me one sec.
I mean, I could just share a screen too. Let me.
Yeah, I mean, I could do that.
I have it open on my desktop. Hold on.
Because we don't do this kind of stuff all day, every day.
It's okay.
Just disabled the screen.
No, I didn't.
It says disabled participants.
Try it. Here. There. Do you see this one?
Yes. Okay.
There's that one, and then there's the actual this one as well. This is the that's one of the promo shots.
All right. Okay. So it's white. No other way around.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
No problem.
No. It's fine.
Okay. We figure it out.
Yeah, we're good.
All right, because I just got.
Yeah, I don't know why.
for a second.
Well, I don't know why the sharing was locked out. I guess I'll have to. Another thing to check.
Yeah, so I don't know where Dennis, why he did that. Maybe just because it's cooler.
Maybe.
Get more
I
airflow
thought
in
maybe
there.
it was an upper level. I think it was, but it's not that case.
No, we like Justin said, we go off the Anovos helmet because they actually had access to the film one, so they were kind of our source for the CRL.
All right. Okay. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, the patrol trooper was rough because it was in solo for about 3 seconds.
Yes.
Not many reference shots, and even in the art books that came out after the film, it just used like the same 2 pictures. We had to really fill out the details with the Anovos helmet and the Hot Toys.
Mm-hmm.
Because both.
Yes, I do the same. I have all the Hot Toys photos and
Yeah,
try to
because
make it out there.
those companies, they both get references directly from Lucasfilm, so they have more information than we do.
All right. Yes.
It's not as perfect as I'd prefer, but
It's the closest. I mean,
it's the closest we can get. Yeah.
Yeah.
We try to do the best we can with some of the limited sources we have.
Well, especially for another costume that just turned into a full CG costume.
Right. Exactly. Like, I don't even think there's any of the live action that made the final cut. At least with the tread speeder, there's both.
Yeah.
But not the patrol trooper.
Maybe one of these Disney Plus shows they'll finally bring them back.
I would think so.
Yes.
I would think so. I think you're going to see patrol troopers on the Mandalorian or one of these.
Yes, I was hoping for that too.
I think
Some more screen time.
yeah. I mean, it's a popular costume. We've got over 20 people with patrol troopers, which is really good for something a little more niche than the shore trooper or the scout trooper.
Guys, I want to thank you for letting me listen in and answering my questions. I got to go too, but definitely as I work, I'm sure I'll have more questions. So,
well, come on the forum and ask away. We're always there, man. So,
all right, thank you very much.
Yeah, be good.
Goodbye.
Hi, Daddy.
Hi.
Don't talk like that.
Don't talk like that. Like what? All right, let's see. Okay, get down.
Why? Get down.
You're squirmy wormy.
Let's get down.
Get down. Get down.
We got to get her suited up again.
I know. Well, she's wearing her princess dress right now.
She could just put her armor on top of that. That'll be fine.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, hi, guys.
Hi, guys.
All right.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Mark, Brian, any questions, man?
I'm just browsing the forums.
Okay.
Some people's build threads. I have to get my TK kit out and clean it up so I can wear it for Halloween for the kids. So that's probably going to be my project before I pull out the scout trooper stuff and start working.
Okay. Wait, come on.
No, I want to sit you louder.
No, you have to be quiet.
But I want to sit you.
Any recommendations on inside of the helmet, what you can do to kind of help pad it, stabilize it?
Which helmet in particular?
Scout.
Scout.
I just have some helmet pads at the top. I don't do the elaborate things that some people have, like fans and all kinds of. I have helmet pads at like the very top just to keep it from being uncomfortable. My head's really big, so I don't have a lot of room for padding. And the RS Props helmet came with the hard hat liner, and it gave me headaches, so I had to remove it. But some people really like it, and if you want to get a hard hat liner, you can. I think Kevin Weir sells them. Yeah. Kevin sells them on the forum.
It's selling the original style one.
Well, yeah, he's got the original bolts and original hard hat liners. So if you want one, you can get them. Personally, it gave me headaches, so I took it out.
Yeah, I had the helmet liner, hated it, and then just bought those Velcro helmet pads that come in like little pieces and just kind of filled out where I needed to.
Let me see. Yeah, I just got, it's too dark, but get some light in there. Yeah, I just have like a pad at the top and two in the back to kind of, and one on my forehead. That's it. I don't get like super elaborate with this stuff. I mean, just having all that padding in there just makes it hotter. I want to keep the airflow going.
Right.
Let's see.
I mean, it gets hot in Southern California, as it does in a lot of places. And,
I can see.
Too much padding that's going to stop this airflow here in this with the ear holes is something I want to avoid.
Mhm. And then is there anything that you recommend to help keep your face shield down all the way? Mine tends to want to spring forward just a little bit, just because of how the sides are kind of a little bit wider, and it wants to spring it forward.
I used to stick a little bit of those little, you can get like 1/2 inch ish sized like Velcro, circular Velcro tabs
Yeah.
from like the hardware store. They're not
Yeah.
very big, but I would stick, one on the very bottom of the jowls, and then I just put one on the inside of the
Right.
faceplate, and it just kind of sticks there, and it helps keep it
Okay.
closed.
Just simpler is better, I guess. I was thinking about doing something with some rare earth magnets or something like that, but
Yeah, I mean, some people have done that. I mean, like Mickey said, I mean, it's like it just starts to get really complicated, and then now you're gluing magnets in there, and and I mean, with Velcro, if you don't like the way it's positioned, you pick it off. It's sometimes keeping things simple makes it a little bit easier, especially because all we're trying to do is just keep that plate closed. So.
Yeah, one of the advantages of Scout helmet too is it's light in most cases. Most of us don't have fans, we don't have battery packs. So when you're not adding a bunch of stuff, it's not adding up and pushing down on your head. It's nice, it's light. And like Corey said, having those little Velcro things, it's really easy to just pop it up when you're hot, drop it back down and just kind of push it together and it stays. Simple works really well for this costume, honestly. Like, people overthink things, and that's fine, like if that's your thing, but you really don't have to very much.
okay. Good advice.
I mean, if you look through the 4K like pictures of the Scout, it's janky at best in a lot of places. I mean, you can see where they kind of just duct tape some things together, or it's like the original like TKs, like make it work. It doesn't have to be good, it just has to work.
Mhm. Mhm.
I have this guy from Mexico.
Mm-hmm. Wait, you're muted. Wait. Matthias, you're muted.
So sorry, I've been talking.
There you go.
No, I wanted to share this picture from a Mexican guy from the Fire First there that is also making the Patrol Trooper armor costume, and he showed me how he made the interior of the helmet. It looks good, I think, but for me it's too much work. But it's nice when you see it finished. It's like I would like to have it like that.
Is that custom ducting?
Sorry?
Is that custom like 3D printed ducting? Like,
Yes, it's all 3D printed.
good Lord, that looks cool. That's a lot of work.
Yes. Yes, I don't think I can get there, but it's nice to see it.
Yeah, that looks really good. I saw someone do something similar with the Scout where they 3D printed a duct that fits in the front of the mask and like blows air up and in. And yeah, they made it form fitted to the inside. I was like, that's really cool. I was like, I got a big nose. I don't know that it would work for me, but it looked really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to take a look at it. Yeah, because I know the Patrol Trooper, like the original TKs, it kind of needs fans. And so I'm definitely still trying to figure out how I want to vent my helmet.
In my case, it's a little loose, so I have to figure out the padding. So I have still so much to go.
Yeah.
Here's mine. Still not painted.
Yeah. Mine looks
Yeah.
roughly the same. It's sitting in a box at Gary's waiting to be painted.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of fire under me until I get my
Soft goods,
my
right?
top, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, a little wobbly.
Yeah, mine too. I have it here and but I can put it directly. So it's like- like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. It's gonna need some padding around the sides to keep it from bobbling around.
It is also wobbly.
Yours is painted though, and it looks good. Ours are just rough.
Yes, but it was just I tried it out, but it's not. No, I have to repaint it.
Oh.
It's lame.
All right, guys, I think I'm going to bow out. We've got I'm actually going to try to go to my first Comic-Con this afternoon in our town here where they have one going on. So,
All right. Be
Nice.
safe, man.
Pardon?
I said be safe.
Yeah, I will. Thank you all very much for your help.
All right, have fun.
Bye, Brian.
Goodbye. Okay.
Here, I'll ask our 3D modeling questions that Mickey and I've been trying to deal with.
Okay. Oh yeah.
I wonder if Corey's got something to say. So
Uh-oh.
Corey's given up on 3D modeling.
That is
Yeah.
so not true.
Hates his
It's
3D
the, pr- it's
printer.
the it's the printing that I gave up. It was
Yeah.
the modeling. I actually liked that part.
Yeah, he just hates it now. So he's been broken.
So trying to fill the vendor gaps in, say, Kashyyyk, Tread Speeder, Mountain Trooper, those kinds of things, where getting armor sets is a little more difficult. And even when we have a vendor, it might be a year or two between runs. And so trying to find somebody or people that are willing to make, essentially to commission 3D models for these armor sets so that we have something that's always available to everybody. So even if you can't find someone who's got a pre-made set, you could print your own if you want to. The hiccup that we've kind of come across is that I've found a couple
Money.
people. Wait, what?
These people want money.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. Is like the deal was essentially we'll commission these works from you. You get 100% profits on everything. We're not trying to make money off this. We just want a vendor that's accessible that has these things to sell.
Right.
But yeah, it's people are essentially they're asking like, well, you still have to do a minimum kind of commission fee for these sets so that we're not wasting our time modeling for somebody that might not want it. And I guess my ultimate question is, what do you think the value in this whole situation and having these available, and if it's worth, not saying we're going to do it, but if it's worth paying these people even a minimal fee to have these things available?
I mean, they're essentially asking for a guarantee of some sort, basically on their time. I mean, I don't think that's unreasonable what they're asking.
Correct.
In terms of as an artist. I mean, they're basically saying like, okay, you want me to spend, I'm just throwing a fake number out there, 100 hours modeling this. I don't know if I'm ever going to get anything back. So because of that, I'm kind of, asking for a guarantee of some sort, to make sure, my time is compensated as an artist. My as the global my.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't think that's unreasonable. I wonder if, and I think maybe their concern is definitely warranted, but in terms of just like policy type stuff, I wonder, it's sort of like, oh boy, dog time. I wonder if sorry about that, but it's kind of like that you were chasing our tail, because it's like no one may be building these costumes because there's not much available to do so. But that therein creates the concern on the artist side, where they're like, well, no one's really building this, so I need something compensation to make sure my time is well spent as an artist. I wonder, is there a way to do, like, I don't know, like some sort of like minimum pre-orders or something like that, like to throw out, let's just say the artist is like, again, fake numbers, I want $100. It's not gonna be $100 probably, but $100 to spend, X amount of hours to model this. To start that, we basically would have to say something like, okay, Pathfinder community, do you want to do Kashyyyk Scout or other type of armor? We have this opportunity here. In order to move forward with it, they need a minimum of 20 people at $25 each or something like that. Basically, I don't even want to use their term Kickstarter, but essentially, like, how could we build up like basically like a minimum pre-order for this? And maybe the artist would have to handle it, because you don't want to get the 501st involved with this, but just basically like a minimum pre-order in order to move forward with the design phase. I think that's kind of the only way you're going to move forward, because otherwise it means just from the artist side, it's not fair to them to ask them to do something that they may never have a return on.
I mean, unless they love doing it,
unless they love doing it. But
how much money has Sean Fields made off his short trooper?
Well, yeah, I mean, but that's not all. I mean, I a lot of times I
mean, maybe it's just a matter of finding the right modelers, is what I'm saying.
I mean, I do believe in pay the artist. I mean, that's an important thing. Exposure doesn't always equal money for your work. So, but
I agree, and honestly, I have no problem with paying somebody. The theory of paying somebody. I mean, ultimately, that would have to come out of somebody's pocket, and I think that's where I'm wondering. And it sounds like basically what you're talking about more or less is, it's like Patreon. Like, you're essentially paying this person a minimum to try to get a system in place so that they feel like it's worth their time. And like I said, I totally agree on paying the artist for things. Like, these people, even if it's super easy for someone, it's still their time. And
sure, but they could probably build the price into the first couple of models that they sell. I mean, I think they would have to.
Yeah, but I think the concern from the scenario you've told me is that they're not sure they're going to get that return.
Right, and if they're not, then maybe we don't bother with those armors.
Yeah.
Like,
but those are the problem. Those are the problem armors already, though. That's the thing. Like, we're trying to fill the gaps.
But
it's
like with
catch-22
with the Kashyyyk Trooper, the problem's not with that one. The problem's not really the armor. The problem with that one is the soft goods, and it looks like Gio's gonna hopefully fill that hole finally. I know he's working with Luis and Jake on laying out the cummerbund and all the pouches. People still buy armor from Biker Chick, and she's still selling it.
Okay.
And we are getting new Kashyyks. It for some reason that the costume is very popular in Spain, and that seems to be like where a lot of our new Kashyyks come from.
They have their own Curtis for like ACD.
I guess so. It's popular there for whatever reason. But also Spain is our biggest garrison, so just by sheer numbers, it's going to be big there. But with the tread speeder, it's like, how many of those are we really going to get?
Also, one thing to take in consideration is when you pay the artist to model some armor that is not we don't have yet, you also have to consider the time for corrections, because maybe he does model it, but after they deliver, they have to make some tweaks on some corrections. and you have to make sure that this guy is going to have the time and will to do that correction, because maybe he considers this is a job done and then it's over. But I think the way the lesion is, you're going to go for accuracy, and maybe you don't realize that to the moment the guy delivers you the models. So
Well, that's
you have
why
a back and forth a little bit.
that's why I bring up somebody like Sean who has, a real passion for this stuff. Someone that's more like a mercenary, it's just not gonna have that same drive,
Can we enlist Sean? I mean, is there
that would be awesome, I mean,
I would rather pay somebody too that I trust, that has horse in this race to begin with. And
yeah, that's what I mean. Like, they have a real passion for Star Wars costumes, and they're not just, yeah, Leia. Okay, me too.
Yeah, I mean, then maybe I'll try reaching out to Sean and see if it's something that even he would be interested in, because like Corey said, and like we were talking about, like, it definitely has to be worth their time to want to do the initial one, and worth the time monetarily that they're going to make it back. Like, it's great to help us, but like, they need to be making money off this too. I think we all agree is basically what I thought to begin with, but I guess it's good to hear.
So it's more logistics and less printing issues that you guys are having with figuring this out.
Yeah.
What it sounds like.
Yeah.
Darn, I wanted to hear more about the 3D printing. I got an Ender 3D V2 sitting out of my garage that I haven't set up yet, that I was going to mess around with.
What do you want to know?
This is the portion of our
this
Zoom that turns into 3D printing.
That's why I stayed. Like, this is what I was waiting for. I bought my kid like $150 little tiny 3D printer for his desk, and he was having good fun with it. He does 3D modeling. He's in middle school now, and his middle school has a 3D modeling class, which is like the strangest thing to me, but this is like, okay, I guess. So I bought myself one, and I was just printing like little tiny, I don't think I have any on my desk right now. I was printing little tiny 3D models for my desk.
Yeah.
But I would like to use it to do larger projects. That's
I got one of these on mine.
Is that the Holy Grail?
It is.
Yeah, I bought my son a replica of that. He went actually as Indiana Jones. I should show a picture. I have pictures of him. He's dressed up as Indiana Jones at his school like Halloween party, and I'm there as a stormtrooper, and we posed together. It was pretty cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I'd like to do it to make more props. My wife is building a smuggler costume, something that she can squeeze by the not very stringent police at Disneyland, so she can get in as a pseudo Star Wars character. And I'd like to be able to print more 3D props for her, but also for myself.
All this stuff behind me, with the exception of that DLT on the top, those are all printed.
Yeah, I printed my E22 for my short trooper, and I also printed the armor for my short trooper officer. The pieces that I needed, they're all sitting right here. Like all this is all 3D printed.
I bought a DLT 20 from somebody on the internet that was fully 3D printed, and I have to go finish it now because like you can see the print lines, and it looks 3D printed, and that's like been my experience with 3D printed stuff, is that it looks very 3D printed, and I'm not sure about the steps to get it from that 3D printed stage to something that I would be more comfortable carrying around,
Well, nobody likes cleaning up the print lines. It's the worst part of the job.
Yeah.
That's why you get
Lots of sanding.
Yeah, but you can
And high build primer.
Yeah, you can use resin and kind of paint the lines out, or you can sand it,
or you do all of these things.
Yeah, or you do all of it: filler, primer, sanding, and resin. Nobody likes the lines, and that's why a lot of people just ship the stuff out without getting rid of them, because it's the worst part.
Yeah, that's why
I gotta run, guys. I'm really sorry, but I gotta run. But it's good to see everyone. Talk to you all next time. But otherwise, I gotta pick up some stuff locally. So
All right. Well, enjoy
catch you
your
later.
holiday weekend.
All right, you too, everyone. Bye.
Yeah, I threw up a link for this XTC 3D stuff. It's a little pricey, but
Yeah,
it's really good for smooth. A lot, basically, a little goes a long way. But
it does. I have it, and I've used it on several.
Yeah, it's really good for those filling in a lot of those little layer lines that you can't quite sand out, and the little bits that get left from sanding. Yeah, it's really good at that kind of thing.
I used it for my E22. I just
But sand first.
Yeah, there's no getting away from sanding.
Sure.
Yeah, it's a given. You basically, you're going to sand, and you're probably going to resin, and then you're going to filler prime, and then you're going to sand.
I filler prime first
before you sand.
Yeah, because when I filler prime first, then I can kind of see what still needs a lot of sanding.
Yeah,
you know, because the filler primer does get a lot of like big things.
Mm-hmm.
So I do that first, and then I'll look and see, okay, all this still needs sanding, and then the XTC, that stuff works great. A lot of people use the resin, but resin printer fluid.
Oh yeah,
that's like a big hot thing to do now.
Yeah,
use that and paint it on.
Again, kind of pricey.
Yeah,
but
yeah, those are like $20 a bottle or something.
Yeah, at least sometimes. You can get the smaller bottles, I guess. Yeah, and that's one component. XTC is a 2-component, and so like other resins, you mix and you have a pot time, and you gotta work within that 5 minutes or whatever it is, and it's
or smoke starts coming out of it.
The gloves get real hot. Yeah, it's
solid brick.
Yeah.
Yes, I wanted to ask you that. How do you use it? You have to use gloves and respirators and things like that. Is this too much toxic, or?
I wouldn't do it inside.
Yeah, do it outdoors. I know the XTC, you don't have to wear a respirator. The 3D print resin, you should wear a respirator. It is toxic until cured.
All right.
It's one of those, you're not going to notice it until you get cancer 20 years from now, but it's not good for you.
Right.
Especially with the paint on 3D printer resin, you basically buy a jar of that and get an IR flashlight, and an IR flashlight will cure. Like, you can set it out in the sun, or if you got little bits, you can basically just sit there with a flashlight and just cure the pieces. It takes like a minute or two, and you can kind of do it all by hand. But gloves and at least a respirator mask.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Which aren't so easy to get these days, by the way.
No, if you're going to do it regularly, just buy a mask that has like a painting respirator or something.
Yeah, with the
but that'll just last you.
The XTC is expensive. It's about $35, I think, for the kit.
Yeah.
Right. But it lasts a long time, and you don't need to use a lot. I did my whole E22 with just the recommended amount.
Mm-hmm.
You know, recommended on this, and that did my entire blaster.
Yeah, don't do it when it's hot out either. Otherwise, your set time gets cut in half.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
You guys have a link to the filler primer that you were talking about? I've gone looking a couple of times and I couldn't decide what I was supposed to use.
Get it from the hardware store. It's $6. Is it Rust-Oleum?
Primer? Trying to look one up. Do you have like a Home Depot? Yeah, it's Rust-Oleum.
It's Rust-Oleum. Yeah. You just spray that on it. It's real thick, and you can kind of see it filling in.
Yeah, it's got fiber in it, so when you spray it, it looks. If it were normal spray paint, you would be like, "What the hell am I spraying?" But
right. You just have to be careful because it is so thick. You can sometimes lose details that you don't want to lose.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
That's happened to me before too, and I've had to like take a sharp edge and kind of carve out
Sure.
parts
Sure.
that I didn't mean to fill in. It's definitely a blunt instrument.
Let me fix my video real quick. I have some questions for you guys now. I had to go get my box of parts out.
Sure. Is
Okay.
that your holster?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's the holster.
It looks like it came in 2 pieces. I'm trying to figure out.
Always does. Yeah.
Jesus. Okay. So yeah, it's a little. My image is a little washed out here. So yeah, this is the one of the holster pieces, I guess.
Yeah, it
And
feeds
then-
into the.
Do I need to trim? I need to trim this.
No. Well, where's the other part?
It's here. It came like this. It's like this big old thing. And
Yeah,
there's a
and
slot in here.
that's where that piece feeds into.
Yeah. So yeah, the answer is yes. You have to trim that.
Yeah, because I was gonna say I don't think I can get it in there without trimming it. Okay. All right. So I'm maybe not very much, but I have to.
No,
trim
it
just a little.
shouldn't. It shouldn't be too much. I wouldn't. Don't get too crazy. You have to kind of like play with it and.
So do I need to trim this piece down then? Because this is like squared off. Should it be rounded or?
Well, you're gonna want to round it off so it doesn't cut into your boot
Yeah.
and
Okay.
rip the marine vinyl. So it definitely helps to round those edges.
Okay. And then this has I don't know why. There's a strip in here. It looks like a covering strip from a TK kit.
Mhm.
Is that for something?
It's the backer. So when you it goes on the inside of your boot.
Oh, so when I rivet it, I rivet through the boot and through the backer piece.
Yeah, it'll keep it from flopping over or ripping the rivets out of your. These have a tendency to rip the rivets out of your boot, and
Mhm.
you'll end up having to fix your boot later every time that you drop your blaster in there, or a little kid comes up and pulls on it or something.
Yeah, I just made a backing. I have a different holster, and so I had to just take a strip of ABS to make a backing piece to go inside my boot to support it.
Yeah.
But SC, they give you this stuff, which
They
is
give you
nice.
everything.
Yeah, it's really great.
Yeah. No, I was just going through my box. I'm pretty happy with what's in here. I think I know what all the rest of this is. I think that's what tricked me up is I pulled this holster piece out of the box and it looks, because of the weird cut on here, it looks like it's like broken on this little gap right here. And so I was like, I don't know if this is what it's supposed to look like or not. And I think
Well-
that's when I stopped working on it.
If you
Do you have your blaster?
I have a blaster. I ordered it from the same guy. It's 3D printed and it hit his broken. So I'll ask you guys about this too, since we're on the call and you probably know things. So my issue with this is that the tip piece that was 3D printed broke off along the print layer lines. So I'm gonna have to resecure that, I think, somehow. And this one also has a lens in it as well, which I know doesn't meet, I think, the
no
2 CRL. So
no those
I'm not terribly impressed with this. The larger blaster rifle that I have that's 3D printed, I was more impressed with. This I'm not that impressed with.
Yeah.
yeah, people got they got a little creative license, it looks like, with their
Sure.
the single point scopes didn't whatever.
My bigger problem is I bought a rubber E11, so it's just a little flexible, because I didn't want to have to worry about like security at cons and things like that for my TK kit. But this piece broke off.
The mag.
I guess it was not very firmly affixed.
Hmm.
And I'm not sure, because this is rubber and it's not like I have a bunch of E6000 sitting out in the garage, right? But this is rubber. So I didn't know what I should use to try to reattach it.
Barge work on that?
Barge might, or just epoxy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
The
have,
other thing
I
you
have
can-
like 6 cans of barge. So
The other thing you can do is on the gun side, when you epoxy it, you can push some like finishing nails through there
okay.
so that they stick out kind of like pins like this. And then just make sure they don't stick out so far that they'll push through the other piece.
Yeah.
And then basically you can just kind of stick that thing on there and it'll keep it a little more solid.
And then just clamp it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm going to send you a link. I don't know if you can 3D print, but there's a link to the blaster if you need to print a new one.
Cool.
Do you have a printer? I don't know if we covered that.
I have an Ender 3D V2 that I have not set up yet.
Okay.
I need to build a table for it because I ran out of space in my garage, which is ridiculous because I think I have 2 4x8 workbenches out there and like 3 2x8 workbenches out there. So like I've run out of space for tooling though, because I do woodworking too. So I have like my bandsaw, my chop saw, and all the other stuff that goes with it set up out there.
Yeah. Well, and you never have enough space. No matter how much space you have, you never have enough.
Nope, never. I just bought a it was stupid. I just bought a oh my god, I'm blanking on the term. It's
A lathe.
a lathe. I just bought a lathe to mess around with, which I've never had one before. So I'm looking forward to getting that out. And the one that I bought is not rated for aluminum, but I was looking up the rules for turning aluminum, and they're basically like, as long as it goes above this RPM, you should be fine. So we would eventually like to try turning some lightsabers out there and see how that goes.
Nice.
Yeah, I have a whole shop out there. We're renting a house, but I picked this house because it had a 3-car garage over the 2-car garage because it's California. I don't have to park my car outside anymore.
Well, until you leave it out there too long and it bakes the paint right off your car.
My car survived 10 years in Michigan winters, so I'm pretty sure it'll be okay in the California sun. But we'll see.
Where in California?
Where are you in California?
I'm in a little city called Eastvale, which no one's ever heard of. But if you know Norco at all,
Yeah.
or I'm like right across the 15 from Norco. So
you're
okay. So you're in our garrison.
Sure.
I'm in Santa Ana. He's in.
Okay.
I'm in Burbank.
Okay. All right.
So you're going to be Southern California Garrison, is what I'm saying.
Yes. And that was a big deal for me because when I went to Celebration Chicago, the 501st I thought it was a pretty cool panel. My kids actually really enjoyed it too, where they were like introducing, people to costuming and what it takes to get into the 501st. And I was really excited because the guys at the panel were like from the Southern California Garrison, and we were living in Michigan at the time, but I couldn't find anybody in Michigan that was doing costuming that I could actually get a hold of and meet with. It was very frustrating. So we were.
There was a ton of us there for that one.
Yeah, no, it was awesome. I got to take my kids, but I'm really disappointed because my phone broke right before we went. So I have like no pictures from the whole event, but
no.
I got to take my kids and that was pretty cool. We made it into we did the ticket lottery and got into the opening ceremonies. And when they played the Rise of Skywalker trailer, my 12-year-old, I think how old was he then? He was probably, and then he was standing on his seat screaming with both of his arms in the air. And I was like, okay, if the whole rest of the weekend just goes terribly, I'm super happy that we had this one moment right here.
Good.
So yeah, it was great.
Yeah, that was I liked that one. That was fun.
It was a good convention. And then we moved to California. It was the first one that was really within driving distance of us in Michigan. So I'm like, this is great. We can drive to Chicago. It's super quick. I'm really excited for Anaheim. I'm disappointed it didn't happen already, but we're here now. So I'm like, great. I can drive to Anaheim now. So we have our tickets. We're just waiting for that one to finally come to fruition.
We're gonna have a in-person armor party probably sometime October. I think we're just trying to figure out when and let things cool down a little. And honestly, you're more than they have normal. Garrison usually has armor parties for everybody. We tend to just do Pathfinder parties.
Sure.
Because we know more about it. So you're more than welcome when that happens, like to come out and come see how to build, what you need to do. If you got any questions, bring your armor.
Did you join? You joined Scout Team 6, right?
On Facebook?
Yeah.
I think so.
Because that's the local Pathfinder
I'm
advanced
pretty sure that I did.
Okay.
I'm
Because
looking now.
when we have our armor parties, that's where all the info is going to be.
Yes, I am in Scout Team 6. I've seen it come up a couple of times. Like I said, there's been Zooms and I've been like, oh, I really want to go. I've really been anxious to do that. I would eventually like to host my own armor parties. One of the reasons I built the shop in the garage the way that I did was so that I would have plenty of space for people to come and work on stuff. And I probably have 50 bins of supplies out there. I've done some leather working too. So I have a bunch of leather working supplies and I've got all kinds of stuff.
I mean, there's plenty of people out that way. I'm sure you could.
Yeah, it's because of everything that's been going on. It's been so difficult to, get together with people. It's really frustrating.
Yeah.
I moved to California because I was tired of being stuck inside for those long Michigan winters, and then the pandemic hit, and now I'm stuck inside again. So.
Right.
Hey guys, I have to go. I just wanted to thank you all.
All right, Matthias, good to see you, man.
Yeah, thanks for showing up again.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Yeah. IE is actually quite good at doing get-togethers and
Yeah, well, I was living in Azusa before, so like I wasn't, quite in the Inland Empire area. I was like more San Gabriel Valley, and there wasn't a lot going on. But and I was really disappointed because like it's all IE stuff, and I'm like, I gotta move. And it just, I'm where I am for family reasons, and I need to be here. So it worked out really well that we came out to the Inland Empire area because now I can hopefully get a little more involved.
Yeah.
And just a little bit of support. That's all I need, really.
there's as much or as little support as you need. Like, I mean, our garrison is big, and so you can kind of pick and choose who you need to like who you want to help and how you can help yourself, that kind of thing.
Well, I won't name any names or call anybody out, but I joined, there's like a recruits Facebook group for like the TK build stuff.
Yeah.
And I joined that group and they're like, oh yeah, here are like 6 people who can, mentor you and help you through the process. And I messaged all of them and I never got a response. So I was just kind of like, okay, I guess we're doing this on our own. The
Oh.
Pathfinder group by comparison is much more active. And like I said, I left a lot of those groups because I think every other post was somebody complaining about Onivos. And it's like, it's fine if you want to complain about Onivos, but like the group shouldn't be about complaining about Onivos. The group should be about building Star Wars costumes. So
Yeah.
You're muted.
My daughter's calling me. I was responding.
Oh, okay.
I didn't think you guys wanted to hear all that.
I have a 2-year-old daughter as well, and my daughter's name is Jaina. So I appreciate the Star Wars reference in your daughter's name there.
Yeah, she just turned 4, so she's getting a lot real mouthy.
Yeah, that's about how my 2-year-old is now. But she has 2 older brothers that are like, they're pulling her age bracket up, so she might be 2, but she acts a lot older. I did find Scout Team 6. I am in Scout Team 6. So
Okay, cool. Because whenever we have local scout or Pathfinder information, that's where it's going to go.
Yeah, I intentionally built the TK armor first because I wanted to make all of the mistakes on the TK armor so that I could build a really nice set of Scout Trooper armor, because that was like my ultimate end goal. So
it's not, I mean, not to bust your bubble, but Scout's more like a soft costume. The armor is just, it's strapped on, it's very adjustable, it doesn't need to be precise and fit you perfectly. That the soft goods are the thing you're really going to be like, okay, I got to bring this up, I got to move this, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
I get you.
Yeah, with the armor pieces for the scouts, like you strap some elastic on it and you pull it up around your arm and you're pretty much good to go.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed to see that there wasn't more there. Like I have the armor laid out here and there's not a whole lot of work to do. A lot of it's just
there's
getting
not
that elastic and the trimming and everything down.
Yeah,
so.
There's really not. The thing that's gonna be the biggest issue, and not even really an issue, is the belt. The belt's the trickiest part.
What's tricky about it?
Just getting the drop boxes kind of hanging properly and it all connected
an
together.
inch below the belt, right? Because I went through a bunch of the I was going through the Lancer forums and I was looking at all of the ones that had 40 or more posts in them to see what people were getting wrong, and everybody's like, the drop boxes, you got to fix the drop boxes.
Because a lot of people wear them all the way down their thighs, and it's like, dude, look at the photos. There's just, I just tell people, look at the photos, look at the photos, look at the photos, look at the photos. Do you see any scout in the movie with the drop boxes down by their knees? No. Those boxes sit very close to the belt. I don't know if you've found the Scoutopedia yet on the forum, but we have a whole store of production scout photos in there that you can look at and be like, I need to make my costume look like this. Yeah, honey.
What happened to friends?
They're still there.
Oh.
I'll post the link in the chat.
I grew up.
Oh, you got it?
It's okay.
Yeah, if you go through the Scoutopedia, tons of photos you can look at for reference.
Cool.
And it's all production stuff. It's no costume stuff.
Oh yeah, you can see how high those belt boxes are. I'm just looking at the first couple of pictures here and you can see.
Yeah, I mean,
really very low.
They basically like would almost touch, and you could kind of just stretch them down. Is really what it is. Like,
Yeah.
they're really high.
Interesting.
And it's also the angle they sit, because they're not like directly on the sides. They don't sit evenly on the sides. They sit a little closer to the front of the trooper.
Yeah, I see that
So
too.
just adjusting the drop boxes is kind of the trickiest part, and getting that belt all set up and riveted together and adding the closure in the back.
Yeah, because things like those buckles aren't functional buckles. They're fed through.
They're fed through the belt, right?
Yeah, but they're not functional, so you can't unclip them.
That's interesting. Is that part of the CRL?
Yeah.
I'm looking for the buckles they sent me now to see if they're correct.
Let me see. Well, they're functional buckles, but you don't use them as functional buckles.
Right. You just feed it straight through.
Yeah. Here, I'll grab my belt.
I'm missing a whole bag of stuff. I know it's here. I'm just not finding it. Okay. All right. There are zip ties in my supplies kit here. Are those for something?
Yeah, they're for the shoulder bells.
Okay.
The shoulder bells are attached to the chest armor by the zip ties.
Okay. This is my belt piece right here, right?
That's your thermal detonator, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But that is a separate piece. It clips to your belt.
It clips to the belt. How does it clip to the belt?
You need drill clips.
Okay.
I don't know if SC includes them, but there's a place that we have a link for that you can buy them. They're cheap.
I know.
Yeah, you can see the
I see. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're fake. And the front, basically the belt is one piece too. It just feeds through.
Oh, okay.
You can separate it if you want, and you can do it as
Interesting.
2 pieces. It's just easier to make one big long piece.
Yeah, you end up using about 4 feet of strap, I think, for the entire drop box.
Yeah.
I'll assume they sent me enough. I have a nice stack of it right here.
Where is she?
Oh, this is Velcro. This is strapping. Yeah. Yeah, this is enough.
SC sends you everything, but yeah, it gets real tight with the amount of strapping they give you, like depending on how big you are, like that kind of thing. So
I can always buy more. Not afraid of that.
yeah.
I probably have some out in my garage somewhere. Okay. All right. Well, this is black elastic. Oh, this is probably for the other armor pieces, huh? Okay.
Probably for the bicep.
Yeah,
That big
because there's
thick piece.
they gave me a nice thick piece, and they gave me
That's for the
it's like-
bicep.
they gave me 2 thin pieces as well.
Probably for the forearm
How does the knee go on?
with elastic strapping.
Is it also black?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all black.
I might not have enough then.
Did you say if you were going for basic or level 2?
I am gonna go for basic. I was looking at my boots, and my boots don't meet the criteria for level 2, so I can't do that till I get better boots anyway.
Well, what I was gonna say, that being said, go for if you can, do the secondary strap on the knee. The level 2 strap, it'll hold in place better than without it. It's not a requirement, obviously, for basic, but it just kind of holds the knee will stay better if you do that little top strap.
I see.
Yeah, and all it is a piece of elastic and some rivets. It's really simple to do.
There's a picture of it in the Scoutopedia. You can see how it's
I can see it on the CRL.
right.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know what? I'm not even sure why we don't make that a requirement, you know?
I tell everybody to do it, even if they're doing basic, because it just fits.
Yeah, you can't really use the knees without it.
No.
They slide down way too much. I mean, it's obvious why they had to add that in.
Yeah.
Yeah, my problem, I have problems with my knees on my TK actually. I can't, for whatever reason, is it the sniper knee, the one that comes up?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I can't keep it attached. It breaks off, I think, every time I wear the armor, and I have to put it back on.
I think that happened to Mickey Shores too.
Yeah, the short trooper has the same sniper plate, and mine snapped off one time at the Hollywood parade. So we ended up taping it on.
I shared a photo from Halloween for you guys if you really want to see my kid in his Indiana Jones outfit. He was
I
so
do,
proud of
because I'm an
himself.
Indiana Jones cosplayer, so I will be happy to look at it.
I spent ridiculous amount of money on that costume for him. It
Oh,
would have been cheaper to have just bought him something.
You're talking to Mickey here. You should.
Let me see.
Nice.
Trying to open it right now. Open. Oh, there you go. Very cool.
Yeah, he keeps his holy grail and his hat on the shelf above his bed now.
Oh,
It's pretty cute.
yeah. I'm big into the Indiana Jones cosplay scene. Also, when I went to Celebration Chicago, my wife and I actually went to the convention floor. I was in my Indiana Jones and she was wearing her Willie Scott.
The
The
sequin
red dress. Yeah,
with
that
the,
was her.
with the yeah,
That
I
was
saw
my
you
wife.
guys. I
That was
saw
me
you
and my
guys.
wife.
That was
Yeah.
fantastic. I saw that cosplay. I saw you guys. You were going down an escalator while we were going up the escalator, and I was like, look. I was pointing out to my son.
That was us.
That was epic, man. I was just one of the most fantastic things I've ever seen. The dress looked amazing. You looked amazing. It was great.
Yeah, we that was us, man. We we met up with a couple of other indies there for like a little gathering, but for the most part we just kind of walked around from place to place ourselves.
Okay, so my boots now, I have some concerns about my boots now. For one thing, my boots have this darker stripping around the top here. Is that gonna be a problem?
Not for basic.
Okay, and then also this is hanging over. I don't know if you can see that. This is hanging over that strip.
That's nothing, dude.
Okay, all right.
We
don't worry
have
about it.
ones like hang down past the bottom of the sole. That's where you run into problems.
But yeah, these boots are missing all of the the cutouts and the extra teething that's supposed to be around the edge here. So
I did mine with the a hot knife.
oh yeah.
Hmm.
So you're saying I could modify the boots?
That's what everybody does.
Yeah. Either that or the chisel exactos, the one that has the blade on the front. Those
Yeah.
look really good to just slice straight down.
Yeah, but I mean, everybody that goes for level 2 has to put the extra teeth in their boots. So
see, I see photos all the time of people who are like wrapping actual, stock boots with leather, and I assumed they were doing that because the teeth all match, but I never looked that closely.
I mean, no, all the boots get wrapped, even the ones where the soles don't match. So, which boots are those?
These are Imperial boots.
They're Imperial. All right. Well, those, if they look like an older, model, because the new ones have different soles.
They're probably 2 years old, if I had to guess. I don't remember exactly when I ordered them.
Yeah, I've got a pair of the new Imperial boots, and they changed their sole. They actually matched it to the originals. So the cuts are all like perfect. I honestly, I don't love Imperial boots. They're not my favorite. A wrapped boot is always going to look better because that's how it was done in the movie. It's always going to look more accurate to me, as opposed to a solid, single piece boot. And that's what Imperial boots are.
Oh yeah, I can see it. I can see it in the picture now.
Yeah. So I was never, I know they do a better job of replicating the look with their newer model boots, because they have it so that the back kind of slides off the under boot somewhat, and it gives it more of that wrapped appearance. But since the film boots were wrapped, a wrapped one's always going to look better to my eye.
It's funny. I'm looking on their site, and it looks like they changed their boot, and all their extra boots they now sell as Remnant Scout boots. Because that boot you have is the same as the Remnant one that they're showing here. So they're like, we'll just shift this over to a different product.
Yeah, And it looks like allegedly their new boots have the detail cutouts, but they don't look like they match correctly.
No, I wonder, like, they look real similar to the Crow Props boot. Trying to look it up just for my own.
Yeah, they did their new soles around the same time Crow Props did his.
Wow, $249. That is not what I paid for my boots.
I mean, I hope you paid less.
I did. I paid a lot less.
That's good.
Yeah, I think my next problem is figuring out how to put the soft goods together. Because originally I went to Imperial Boots because I was having trouble finding boots for my TK, and Imperial Boots had their run of TK boots. So they were the only ones that were like selling a set that was like done and ready to go, and I didn't want to have to mess with the shoes at all. So that's why I went to them. So when I wanted my Scout Trooper boots, I just went back to the same place because it was just easiest.
Yeah, you work with them already. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard too many horror stories.
Some makers are better with some kits than others. You know, that's the problem. Is like the big retail ones like Imperial Boots kind of become a one-stop shop for people because they're like, yeah, I got my Stormtrooper boots for them and they were great. Yeah. Okay, that's cool, but you know, their Scout offerings aren't as good.
Right.
So they, you know, require a little more heavy lifting. And that's why I don't really recommend them for the soft parts necessarily, unless you're willing to put in the extra work.
So you mentioned that. What are the concerns that I need to be worried about with the soft goods here?
Well, I mean, it's mostly for like level 2 stuff, but they use faux suede first of all, and for level 2 you have to have real suede on your flight suit, which means that all that faux suede's got to come off and get replaced with real suede. Their thigh straps, those, yeah, you got your hand on it right now. They're way too loose. They're not supposed to hang down like a X-Wing pilot. They should be snug against the leg, not tight, but not loose.
Is that on the CRL?
Let's see if there's a. Well, don't forget the CRL is not just text; it's also pictures.
Yeah,
you're not going to see a picture of a Scout with baggy thigh straps on our CRL.
I was looking for the suede. I'm not afraid of my sewing machine. I'll replace it if I have to.
Well, the suede is again, that's a level 2 thing. If you're not going for level 2, then faux suede's fine.
Well, it sounds like, and maybe I'm wrong, but it sounded to me from the conversation that was happening here, it sounded to me like one of the things I need to be concerned with is tailoring the suit.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
Because whether I want CRL 2 or not, I need the tailored suit, right?
If it doesn't fit you right, even your local GML is going to be like, you know, you got to bring this in a little bit. You know, everything needs to fit you. So that's why it's kind of there is no like one-stop shop.
I legitimately can't tell which side of this.
But I mean, if you put the suit on and it fits you great and you don't have to make any adjustments to it, awesome. That's not going to be true for everybody though.
Okay, so I don't know if you can, yeah, you can see this okay on the video.
Yeah.
So this darker part here, this is the suede, right?
Mm-hmm.
This doesn't look like, I mean, it's only as wide as my hand there.
You know, you have to
Daddy.
hi honey,
put it on.
you'd have to put it on for us to really be able to tell, but it doesn't look too out of the ordinary.
I'm just looking at the CRL over here on my other monitor, and the CRL looks like it's much wider in the back than it is in the front. So,
well, in the back there's
there's this. That's what I'm missing right here.
Okay.
Yeah, there's that.
All right. So this I would have to replace, and this I would have to replace with the suede if I wanted it to be accurate. Okay.
Correct.
That's not too bad actually. If I'm gonna have to tailor it anyway.
I mean, the butt flap is easy to replace. It's just a square or well, a
Right.
rectangle. The riding patches are a little tricky to get it to match up in the crotch, but you don't have to be perfect either because the cod will go down there and cover it.
Yeah, I'm just guessing, but it looks like they just sewed these on top of the original
Yeah, usually.
suit. So I'm thinking if I just take out the seam, I can use them as a pattern and
Yeah,
still have an intact suit underneath.
Be careful when you take it out because make sure you mark where that that elastic thigh strap goes.
This piece
Yeah,
right here.
because you just want to make sure that it lines back up where they've got it.
Okay, and then this is gonna need to be tighter, you said, right?
Yeah.
This I have no idea how to put this on. Oh, this essentially goes, it gets inverted and it goes over the leg. So my leg goes through the strap, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. Cool. I'm learning so much, guys. This is great. Okay, and then the other thing that I've been reading about on the forums is the fabric that was used for both the cummerbund and the crotch flap, right?
Mm-hmm.
It needs to be smooth.
Yeah.
It should be cotton, right?
Yeah, it's cotton. I think it's polished cotton or what, like it's
Mercerized, polished cotton. Yeah. You can't really get polished cotton anymore these days. It was something that was more popular back when the film was being made. But it has to be like a light cotton with no pattern on it. Like twill and
yeah,
duck
I don't think
canvas.
you can see this because how washed out my camera is, but this has just a little bit of texture to it. So I would probably need to replace these with something else.
I found a really nice smooth cotton polyester fabric from Joann's that was not very expensive, and I use it to make a cummerbund and codpiece for my daughter's scout costume, and it looks really good. Like it wrinkles the same way as the originals. It's got the same kind of shine to it, and it's real smooth and light. A lot of people back in the day, they used to use really heavy fabrics like
Sorry, I didn't mean to
no, that's okay.
derail you.
back in the day, a lot of people used to use duck cloth for all the soft parts. When the costumes book came out in 2014, 2015, like it literally said what everything was made of. So that's when we started making changes.
All right, so my last question for you guys for today, I think. Oh, that's why I'm confused. Okay, I was looking at my pouches here, and I know the sizing on this is going to matter quite a bit. So I'll have to measure these later and make sure that they're good to go. But there's some unfinished fabric on here, and I'm guessing this is so I can attach them to something. The cummerbund, I guess.
Can you hold it? Can we see?
This is the front of the pouch right here, and you can
Yeah.
see it's got the Velcro and everything correct. This is the back of the pouch, and it has this unfinished part on it.
Yeah, that's the attachment tab.
Okay.
If you if you look in the Scoutopedia, you'll see how it's sewn to the cummerbund in the film.
Okay.
They tend to give you too much fabric there because some people like to hang it to attach it to the back of the cummerbund and hang it over the top.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're saying when it sits, this is the cummerbund, right? Which way is the front? I'm gonna guess this is the front right here. You're saying when it sits over, the flat piece here would go like over the back, like this?
Some people attach it that way.
No?
Well, I mean, you can.
But
there should be about 2 inches of it shown from the front.
On the front side here.
Yeah, so if you just attach it to the front, you have to make that flap shorter.
Is there a reason not to attach it to the back?
Not that I can think of.
Most people Velcro it just because you can take it off and wash it a little easier.
Yeah.
Okay, what goes in the pouch to help it hold its shape?
I use foam.
Okay, just like some
I just
EVA
bought
foam.
some foam and I cut like a portion of it out so I could put my trading cards in
Okay.
there. So I got like a foam block, like a 2-inch foam block,
Yeah.
and just
I
cut
know.
a little, space out of it so I could put cards and stuff.
Hi.
I think I'll make a little inset out of, I have some EVA foam that's like firm, hard sheets that I could just glue together to slide in there, and then I can leave them open to stick something in if I needed to. I don't know what I would put in there.
Scout is really nice because we get to carry our wallet and our phone and our keys, unlike any other costume.
Yeah, I give all of that to my wife when I do.
It will weigh you down though. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, all right. Oh, I did have another question. The belt piece here, right? I have to make some slits in the front of this for those straps to go through for the boxes. What's the best? Just like use an X-Acto knife to cut that slit.
I mean, the best thing is a Dremel.
Okay.
A Dremel is the best and the easiest way to make that slit. But yeah, I mean, if you have to use an X-Acto knife or something, it'll be a lot harder, but I think you should be able to do it.
Okay. Yeah, I have
A Dremel will just do it for you in seconds.
I have 3 Dremels in the garage, but I have no idea how to really use them well, so I'm not that efficient with them.
That's what I did for all my armor. Like, I used the Dremel to make the slots for the elastic on all my armor pieces.
Ow.
And just pull the elastic through. And since the slots are really narrow, it kind of grips onto the elastic and it helps hold it in place. You need a little bit more room with the belt though, because the drop box straps are thicker canvas. But I mean, I think your Dremel's your best bet. But yeah, I mean, you can use an X-Acto probably if it's real sharp and.
Okay.
Just be careful.
Yeah. You might want to you get a drill and drill some pilot holes first. That
And
might
then
help
just
you
slice
cut through it.
through from the holes. Yeah.
It might help you cut through it a little bit easier, but a Dremel is going to be the simplest and safest, I think.
Okay. So one more question for you guys, because I was looking at this and I'm a little worried about it. I wish my camera was better because it's giving me so much trouble. Part of it's the really terrible lighting in my office, but this is my, what is this? Is this my
It's a forearm?
This is the forearm piece. This has this again has those square edges right here, which I'm assuming I'm going to want to round down.
Just sand them down.
Sand them down. Don't
Yeah.
need to worry. Okay. All right. I don't need to like get my aviation snips out and like trim the whole edge, just sand it.
You just want to sand them so they don't cut into your flight suit.
Like my TK does. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Cool. All right. Yeah, I guess my weekend's shot. Thanks, guys.
Just
No
don't
problem.
overthink it, and look at the pictures we have available for you.
Yeah, I'm all over that right now. I've got I have 3 monitors, so I have like two windows up over here and 2 windows up over here with all kinds of stuff now.
Keep the Scoutopedia open at all times. I mean, it's going to answer a lot of your questions.
Hey.
Yeah, I need to put a computer out in my garage so that I can have easier access instead of having to run into my office every time.
Right.
All right, cool. Well, thanks, guys. This was a lot of fun. I learned a lot.
Awesome, man. Glad to help.
Yeah, I have a starting place now. That's what's important.
Yeah, and you can start a build thread on the forum too, and post photos and ask questions. Justin, Corey, Peter, they're always, we're all keeping an eye on those threads and answering questions. And we have a lot of members that like to jump in. It's a real friendly forum.
Yeah.
We're not like the FISD that are going to make you feel like an idiot for making a mistake.
Yeah.
No, and I mean, like I said, you're local, so if it's something that you're really stuck on and you need help with too, there's always time and quite a lot of scouts out where we are that are more than willing to like help you out with stuff, even if we're not having an armor party. So
Justin, when is the next armor party?
I'm aiming mid-October. I haven't set it yet though.
All right, I have. I'm going out of town. And I think the third weekend. No, 1, 2, 3, fourth weekend. So if you do it earlier than that, I should be able to.
No.
Yeah, then I'll aim for
two,
probably either
three,
the weekend of
four,
the 9th
five,
or the 16th.
6, 7,
Yeah, one of
8,
those two. I think
9,
I should be okay.
10,
The 23rd and
11,
30th, I'm
12,
definitely out of
14,
town.
16.
Is there
Yeah, I got-
supposed to be a black ins? This is the, what is this? The upper arm? Is this supposed, is there a black insert piece that's supposed to be in here?
Yeah, it should be in there. The T-bit.
Okay. I haven't opened everything yet, so it's probably here.
If it's not there,
Hey,
just
one
hit Jeff up,
count.
let him know.
Yeah. That must be this piece right here.
Yeah, it fits. It'll fit right in there.
I don't have any idea what this is. Do you know what this is for?
Yeah, it's a piece of wire used to hold it in place.
Oh,
You can use it or not.
okay.
You
Interesting.
just have to drill some tiny holes to feed it
Hey,
through.
that's why stop it.
What is this one?
Just
That is for the thermal detonator.
Okay.
That goes on the long side of that box. You showed it to me earlier.
Yeah, I have the box right here. I was looking for pictures instead of continuing to just ply you with questions that I can easily find out
Yeah,
myself.
there's definitely pictures of it.
I see it. Okay. Oh, and then this must go. This must be the piece for the other side of the thermal.
Yeah,
detonator
that
box.
goes on the short side.
Yeah.
There's a short side and a long side.
Oh, okay. That's a little tricky. It reminds me of is it the shins or the thighs for the TK where the cut is slightly different on one side or the other, but it's very difficult to tell visually.
I'll have to take your word for it. I don't know anything about it.
You're not missing anything, let me tell you. Is there
I
another?
joined. Huh? Go ahead.
I'm looking at the belt now. Is there another piece that goes on the belt, or is it just that little round tab that goes on the short side?
On the belt or the
thermal
TD?
detonator? On the
ther-
TD,
You
sorry.
mean a thermal detonator?
Yeah,
Well, there's a tube that goes through the whole thing.
and a zip tie apparently.
Yeah, zip tie goes through the middle.
Oh, there's the clips on the back. Does this come with will his set come with the clips for the thermal
I
detonator?
don't think he includes the drill clips, but
Okay.
um,
All right.
He
they're
used to give
easy
the-
enough to get.
He used to give the plastic ones, but they don't, not the metal, the nicer ones.
Do I need to use those clips?
You have to have something like the TK, you gotta have something that will attach to the belt.
Yeah, I was just wondering if those clips in particular were part of the CRL or if I can do it some other way, because my problem is with my TD on my, I don't know why, on my TK, that TD pops off 5-6 times when I'm out walking around. It's got some metal clips on it.
Ours don't really pop off very
Okay.
often, especially if you use the metal clips, the ones that are for level 2.
There's the link. I just popped it in the chat. You can just buy those.
Cool.
Yeah, they're super tight and we don't lose TDs. It's not common.
Okay. My wife walks around behind me and like, I'll be walking around for 5 minutes and all of a sudden she'll say, "Hey, this fell off 10 minutes ago." It's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, great, thanks." Okay, cool. All right. I don't want to waste any more of your time, guys. It's Saturday. But thanks so much. I really appreciate this and I look forward to seeing more of you.
All right, man.
Yeah, I'm going to take off. I'm probably going to go work on this now. Thanks.
Okay, take care.
Bye, guys.
Bye.